College baseball on ACC Network Extras. We're coming down the stretch of this 2021 regular season, and tonight bringing the series opener between two teams fighting for the postseason as UVA plays host to Wake Forest here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Back alongside the UVA Hall of Famer Stephen Proscia, I'm Channing Poole. It is great to have you aboard this evening. And while students wrapped up their final exams in Virginia today, that means the UVA baseball team has been off for the past 9 days. And Stephen, it's going to be interesting to see how this Wahoo bunch responds to what has obviously been a pretty long layoff between games.
Yes, it has. And, historically, UVA has done a great job at coming back from exam breaks and doing a good job at getting back on track. And really right now for them, for UVA, it's a really good opportunity for them to kind of restart themselves and kind of give themselves an opportunity in their quest for the postseason and getting off on the right foot here tonight. And
also for guys that might be a little bit banged up late in the season, might be beneficial to get them back fully healthy. Tonight they're going to be facing a Wake team that might be at the bottom of the league standings, but they're at the very top of the home run charts. An eye-popping 75 home runs so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, their lineup, 1 through 9, really knows how to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they've done a great job of that all year this year. And really, for them, it's just a matter of, getting it done in key opportunities. And for them tonight, if they can hit the big home run, they have a good chance to win. But it's going to take a lot more than just that.
Yeah, we got a good look there at some of the handiwork of Bobby Seymour, who leads the team with 18 home runs. But, Stephen, there is plenty of power as we take a look at the entire Demon Deacons batting order tonight.
Yeah, you take a look at their lineup, and 3 through 6 all have double-digit home runs on the season, as we talked about. They really know how to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but it's going to take a lot more than that to win tonight, and they're going to have their hands full tonight against a great pitcher from UVA.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And what's an interesting storyline, Stephen, is that this might be the final time Andrew Abbott is going to take the mound for a game here at Davenport Field. So obviously their ace, he's been exceptional his last couple of times out and trying to make this final start at his home ballpark a memorable one.
Yeah, and for Andrew Abbott, I mean, he's had an historic career here. He's in a lot of the leaderboards for UVA, and he's really just been an all-around great player for this university and this program. And for him to have his last start here at Davenport Field tonight, I think we're going to see a little bit of a different attitude from Andrew Abbott, especially where his team is fighting to get in the postseason.
Well, Abbott currently 5th in UVA history in terms of career strikeouts, and narrowly behind Tyler Wilson for 4th, just 3 strikeouts separating those two. And as you see, he is 1 strikeout away from the century mark for this season. Well, it's not just big for Abbott personally. It's obviously a huge weekend for Virginia. You talked about hitting that reset button, Stephen. Well, 2 regular season series remaining for Virginia. They're obviously going to have to win both and perhaps even sweep one of them to play their way out of that first 5 out and find their way in that left-hand column instead.
Yeah, and you take a look at the last 5 in, the first 5 out, and Virginia's sitting on that first 5 out. And this is a huge series for this Cavalier team, and they know that, and I think they're prepared for that. We're going to have to see how they pan out today against Wake Forest. But really, the back half of the year, they've played a lot better baseball, and they're going to try to continue that even after this exam break.
Gorgeous night for baseball in Central Virginia. Happy to have you with us. And Lucas Costello digging in for Wake Forest. The Deacons, as you see, at just 7-19 in the league, fighting to keep any chance alive of playing their way into the ACC tournament. While for Virginia, an even bigger picture in mind. Underway at 6:03 this evening. Fastball narrowly missing from Andrew Abbott. You see Costello hitting at .280 on the season. He's got 5 home runs, 27 runs driven in. Foul tipped at the plate, a ball and a strike. Stephen, you mentioned that 3 through 6 all have double-digit home runs, but how about 1 and 2, each with 5 home runs? I mean, the power numbers, it really is top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't sleep on any hitter in this lineup, and you're going to see Andrew Abbott working a little bit more down in the zone today to try to keep that ball away from these hitters in their sweet spot, up to that thigh high. So I'm going to look to see Andrew Abbott work a little bit more down in the zone today to try to keep this ball in the ballpark.
93 over the outside edge to work ahead of Costello. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now see what he goes to as the lefty deals. Wave and a miss. Got him on strikes, running it off the outside edge. That's how the ball game gets underway.
And you see Andrew Abbott starting off the night where what he's typically been doing all year for this team and pretty much his whole career, and that's with a strikeout. And he does it in a variety of different ways. And You see him getting him there with the fastball, just running away. And, for these hitters, it just looks so enticing from Andrew Abbott, but they just have a tough time putting the bat on it.
Well, he hits the century mark on the season with the now 100 strikeouts. Entered tonight's second in the ACC in strikeouts, and now one of 7 guys in the country with triple-digit strikeouts. Pretty impressive company. Strike 2 called to Michael Turconi, and the Wake shortstop behind 0-2. Upstairs with a fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And this is the difficult time of the day where the shadows kind of play an effect as well. As you saw, Costello swing at that ball way out of the zone. It may be a factor here. These hitters may not be able to pick it up from Andrew Abbott right away.
That's high again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, from this angle, looking in from center field, it looks as though everything's in the shadows, but there you can see his upper body, Abbott that is in the sunlight. So the ball comes out of his hand, still in the sunlight, and then very quickly enters the shadows on a hitter. Foul tip, caught by the catcher Teal. 2 up, 2 down for Abbott, both by way of the strikeout.
You saw Abbott there. It's just a great sequence of pitches there from Abbott, going with the fastballs and then ending him here with the off-speed breaking ball there. And when you're able to change a hitter's eye level, going with that fastball up and then coming with that breaking ball, just a great pitch sequence there from Abbott.
Well, now one of the most impressive freshmen in the league, Brock Wilken, digs in, leads the league in terms of freshmen with 14 home runs on the season. And he takes a fastball for a called strike over the outside edge per David Savage. Trailing only Bobby Seymour, and there's no shame in that for the 2019 ACC Player of the Year. Wilken has made quite the immediate impact as a freshman, just as they knew he would. Very highly touted recruit, talking about the number 9 recruit nationally in terms of all third basemen in the country. So they knew he was going to be an everyday guy right from the get-go. And obviously he's lived up to the billing so far.
And you see Abbott trying to be very careful with him. He knows, starting him off away and trying to stay away from his sweet spot and working him down and out and trying to force him to go with the ball the other way if he has to, not let him trying to get that hands extended to pull the ball.
2-1 swing and a miss. Tried to launch on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Saw that note that Wilken's uncle Chris played in the Orioles organization in the early 2000s. He reached AAA, but he was actually Brock's high school coach. And at Bloomingdale High School, learning from pretty good company. 2-2 pitch now. A little bit down. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can learn from, someone like that. Just a great role model to have, and definitely a special player. And he's going to be special for, in the ACC and around the country, for the next couple of years.
Now the payoff. And he walked him. Fastball sailed on Abbott a bit. Now he's got to contend with Bobby Seymour with a man on base.
Batting for Wake Forest, the first baseman, number 3, Bobby Seymour.
You see Andrew Abbott in that last sequence there, just kind of working away from these hitters. You could tell they know, you want to try to get it away from these guys, force them to go the other way with it, get them a little uncomfortable, not leave anything out over the plate where they can turn and hit one out of the ballpark. And especially now with Seymour coming up to bat, he's got 51 RBIs on the year. He's definitely going to want to try to keep him in the ballpark as well.
Fastball right there for a called strike, 0-1. Abbott already a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Seymour, hot bat coming in. Obviously, he has been all season long with 18 home runs, but in their doubleheader sweep of Belmont last Sunday, he hit it 3 home runs over the course of the 2 games. And he doesn't get cheated.
He definitely takes his hacks, and you definitely don't get 15 home runs or 18 home runs on the year by not taking your hacks. You're gonna get swings, and you're gonna swing, and every swing that you take is gonna be your A swing. You're not gonna kind of take anything off. You make sure you get everything you got behind it, and Seymour's been able to do that this year.
3 infielders to the right of second base for Virginia. Doesn't matter. Fastball swung on and missed, and Abbott strikes out the side here in the first. He gets Costello first to get things rolling. Then it was Turconi on the breaking ball. And finally Seymour, and the inning is over. Cavalier offense set to come to work when we come back. Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the first, and some of the veterans in this Virginia lineup, Stephen, have been heating up at the right time. Wahoos are hoping that trend is going to continue tonight as we see what Nick Kent did his last time out.
Yeah, Nick Kent, a guy that's really coming together, and Geloff has been coming together on the back half of the year, and you got Kyle Teal, the freshman, that's just been doing it all season long, and this is that time of the year where these players need to start playing together and executing and situationally hitting at the right time, and especially if they're going to want to make a push into the postseason and even a deep push into the postseason.
Well, we saw what Andrew Abbott can do for Virginia in the top half of the inning. How about the Wake ace? Virginia's offense going to have its hands full with this guy. One of the best arms in the league, Ryan Cusick, gets the ball for the Demon Deacons tonight. Yeah,
Cusick, a guy whose fastball runs it up into the upper 90s, and just a guy who's just been a solid player for them all year, and really just the guy, their Friday night guy that they lean on. And it's definitely going to be their work cut out for UVA today against Cusick, but Wake Forest really likes the way Cusick goes deep into the games for them, and they're going to need to get at least 5 or 6 innings out of him as well today, so we'll wait to see what happens here.
Well, we just talked a moment ago about this man, Zach Geloff, picking it up in the back half of this season, and really since the move to the leadoff spot, hitting .330 in the 19 games since he was moved to the top of the order. And we'll see what he can do to start things for Virginia against Cusick, one of the best arms in the league. 6'6", 235-pound right-hander from Massachusetts. Fastball to start him. Pretty much middle there, just to establish it at 95. And a little bit of respect for Geloff there, quickly going to the breaking ball.
And in order for him to really work on his fastball, that breaking ball, you just dump it in there once in a while, and then you come back with the fastball there and try to get the hitters off balance.
Good pick by Wilkin over at third base, and he robs his counterpart of a hit as Geloff bounces out 5-3.
For your Cavaliers, second baseman, number 2.
You can have a really good fastball in the upper 90s, but if you don't have another pitch to mix it up with, those hitters are gearing up for that fastball all the time. So, for Cusick, you see right away with Geloff, you're giving him that breaking ball. Yeah, sure, it's out of respect for Geloff as well. He's a great hitter, but it's also going to help Cusick as well throughout this game and working off of his fastball.
Flips in an off-speed pitch to start Max Codier, in the count 0-1. Fastball line the opposite way. You see up to 96 that time from Cusick. He can run it up to 99. See how high he registers on the radar gun tonight.
You see when started off with a breaking ball there to Codier and then went right back with that fastball and just kind of was a little bit behind Codier was. You see right there just taking that strike 3 in the outside corner, 99 from Cusick, and we're going to see that a lot from him all throughout the day today, I think. Just him dumping that breaking ball in there at 80 and then blowing it by with a fastball there. As you see, just freezing Codier here on the outside corner.
99 right over the edge. I mean, that's why he is so highly thought of. And the combination of Cusick and Abbott is why there are so many scouts in the seats behind home plate tonight. A lot of radar guns flashing with every pitch, regardless of which guy is on the mound. Now Rivoli for Virginia.
And both of these pitchers, as you can see the scouts there behind home plate, both of these pitchers just big strikeout pitchers and really know how to execute what they want to do out there on the mound. And you can see so far, both pitchers doing exactly that.
Well, Rivoli ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. And he has been swinging it very well of late. Reaching base in 9 straight games. Takes a called strike at 96, and it's 2-1. Another steady season for Rivoli at the plate, even as he still is in search of his first home run of the year.
And for these UVA hitters today, their approach at the plate, you really just have to attack Cusick's fastball. I mean, that's the pitch that he's going to go to. Yeah, he's going to throw that breaking ball like we've seen already here, but that fastball is really going to what he's going to want to do to get the strikeouts. And until they can prove that they can hit it, he's going to keep going to it. So for UVA, the goal here has got to be attacking the fastball, especially early on in this game.
Came in 94 strikeouts over 58 and 2/3 innings, up against only 25 walks. Now the payoff pitch to Rivoli. And foul tipped. Muntz could not hang on. So we'll do it again, 3-2. And the big right-hander back into the windup. And Rivoli did not go, says third base umpire Randy Watkins. And a 2-out walk.
Batting for your Cavaliers, the designated hitter.
That's a good hold up there by Rivoli. Really tough to do, especially when it comes in at, upper 90s there, but able to work the walk and extend this inning for UVA.
Well, here is Virginia's leading hitter in ACC play, Devin Ortiz. Fourth year takes a breaking ball way outside. That's a pretty good pick by Shane Muntz behind the plate.
I was just going to say
that was nowhere close.
No, that was impressive. Keeps that runner off second base, too. I mean, that's a huge play. He made it look so easy.
No, much like Wake in the top half of the first inning, a 2-out walk. Andrew Abbott was able to strand the runner at first. We'll see if Cusick can do the same for Wake. And there's a fastball at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Ortiz forced to the DH spot. He had been playing a great first base for Virginia, but a shoulder injury. They're happy to be able to keep him in the lineup, even if he is unable to play the field defensively right now. Lays off another breaking ball in the dirt from Cusick.
Yeah, a couple guys from UVA just a little bit banged up, but you got to get their bats in the lineup, any way you can. And so Coach O'Connor's just working that lineup and putting Ortiz at the DH. Really just trying to get his best bats, in the lineup any way he can.
2-1 pitch now. And a little jam shot up the middle. It's going to be fielded by the second baseman, and Bennett will take care of things himself as Rivoli is forced out at second base. After one complete, no score here at Disharoon Park. Well, because of the exam break, last time out for Andrew Abbott was a couple of weeks ago, but what a dominant start it was on the road against the rival Hokies, and he was lights out for Virginia. In fact, he has been his last couple of starts, but man, oh man, was he impressive. And the Hokies couldn't get anything going against Abbott in that Friday night win.
Yeah, he really was just outstanding, and he's picking up right where he left off, like you said. And, this is just what Andrew Abbott, though, has been doing all year for UVA, putting him in this starter role at the beginning of the season. And he's kind of taken that and ran with it, and he's done an absolutely tremendous job, especially as their Friday night guy.
Chris Lanzilli to lead things off for Wake Forest. It's Lanzilli, Muntz, and Ludwig here in this second inning. Another double-digit home run guy, Lanzilli, with 10 of them on the season. As Wake's head coach Tom Walter looks on. Needless to say, he preaches the power to his lineup. Big swing at a 2-0 pitch, 2-1. Lanzilli, a couple of years ago in 2019, finished with 16 home runs and was invited and participated in the college home run derby out in Omaha. And yes, he did, says David Savage. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Abbott gets a fastball by him. And how about 4 outs recorded by Abbott so far, all of them by way of the strikeout.
I talked about at the top of the broadcast, just, I think tonight we're going to see just a little bit of a different Abbott in his mindset and just going at it, being that this is going to be his last start here at Davenport. And you can see already 4 outs, 4 strikeouts, which is what he's done all year. He's a big strikeout guy, high strikeout guy, and he does it in a variety of different ways.
Shane Muntz now takes a called strike. Oh, 1 from Abbott. Swing and a miss. Well, Muntz is the Wake leader with 23 walks on the season. He's also the team leader with 42 strikeouts on the season. Oh, 2 misses wide. Ball and 2 strikes.
And for Abbott, this is what he likes to do. When he's ahead in the count, he likes to do a setup pitch, maybe even 2 setup pitches before he goes to his strikeout pitch. And let's see what he decides to do here. And see him going with the breaking ball out over the middle of the plate there. But for Abbott, he does such a great job at setting up his next pitch, which is why I think he's so effective in why he's able to get so many strikeouts, because he does a great job at setting up that next pitch. And for a pitcher, that is huge, to be able to do that and then to go out there and execute it.
Now again, the 1-2. And Muntz able to hang tough. 94 in the hands. Not a bad pitch from Abbott there. Now maybe back to something off speed, away from Muntz.
Yeah, he can go off speed here, away with the changeup if he wanted to. He can even go backdoor breaking ball, or he can go upstairs with the fastball.
Sticks with the fastball in.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go upstairs there and kind of missed a little bit down. And as you saw catcher Kyle Teal kind of stand up like he wanted it up.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Andrew Abbott already.
You see, he did go back to it. He missed it with the pitch before. He wanted to go upstairs, and this time he got it right where he wanted it and elevating just slightly and not able to catch up. But just Abbott showing right now, early on in this game, his dominance right now, and he's doing such a great job at executing.
In steps Michael Ludwig now. Wake left fielder. Takes a big cut, comes up empty. And, well, Andrew Abbott has just moved past one of your former teammates, Steven, and former big leaguer as well, Tyler Wilson, on the all-time strikeout leaderboard.
Yeah, it's definitely some great company for Abbott. And Tyler Wilson, a guy that I played with and was just such an outstanding pitcher for us and did so much for us both out of the bullpen, and then sort of like Abbott coming in and being a starter his last year and really just dominating other hitters, and just an outstanding teammate.
How about this from Andrew Abbott? In complete control. He strikes out the side once again here in the second. He's recorded 6 out, and he has recorded them all by way of the strikeouts. 6 strikeouts through 2 innings for Andrew Abbott. Michael Ludwig, the latest victim. Well, still very early in this one, but the pitchers in complete control through an inning and a half in this ball game. A battle of aces, and we're getting treated to 2 of the best in the ACC tonight. Virginia's Andrew Abbott and Wake Forest's Ryan Cusick. As Kyle Teal to lead things off for Virginia here in the home half of inning number 2. It's Teal, Kent, and Newell to face Cusick here. And a called strike to start him. 0-1 the count. Teal riding a 6-game hitting streak. Continuing to lead this Virginia team in batting average, hitting at .308 as he looks at a breaking ball for strike 2.
See Cusick going with back-to-back breaking balls there, knowing that Teal is a fastball hitter and starting him off kind of backwards here, trying to see if the freshman can make the adjustment.
Hits it off his foot. Cusick quickly retrieves it and throws him out. Maybe a little bit of a hobble as he goes back to the mound, and have to imagine that Wake is going to send their athletic trainer out at least to make sure he's okay. And Jeff Strom is indeed making his way out towards the hill. That one looked like it caught him flush in the foot.
Yeah, and it kind of like deadened the ball too. Normally you don't see that. Normally when it hits a pitcher's foot, it kind of ricochets one way or the other, and you see right there, just hitting the heel of his foot and just kind of deadened right there. And
actually, on that replay, it looked like maybe his foot off the ground. It's as if he trapped it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, usually when it hits a pitcher or it hits, anything, it ricochets somewhere, but that one just kind of deadened there.
It's probably a weird feeling, but if it hit the cleat, it probably actually had a little extra protection.
Yeah. Hey, he'll take the out.
Yeah. Nick Kent now for Virginia. And the 1-0 from Cusick is in there for a called strike. Featuring that breaking ball heavy early, although he's missed away on a number of occasions.
Yeah, I mean, he's featuring that breaking ball, and it's setting up that fastball. I mean, his breaking ball is coming in around, 80 to 83 miles an hour, and then he runs that fastball up to the high 90s.
This one came up and in and got him on the arm, it would appear.
That definitely can't feel too good.
Yeah, he's going, all I see is breaking balls, and the one fastball I get, you hit me with it.
Yeah. Oh, that coming up right there on that elbow and forearm area. As you can see, his right arm not able to really move it. One of those things where you kind of lose the feeling in your arm for a little while until you regain it back.
So here's Newell now for Virginia. And good base runner aboard for Virginia. See if they think about starting Kent at some point in the at-bat. He's got 10 stolen bases on the year. I'm curious, considering you hit him on the throwing arm, that pitch did, I got to believe you'd rather it hit you on the forearm than the elbow.
Absolutely.
But I would still think being hit in the forearm, it would still affect your throwing a little bit, would it not?
Yeah, it would. And I mean, and also you're getting hit with high 90s fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter where you get hit, it's going to hurt.
It probably is going to swell up at least a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be important for Kent to keep it moving and keep squeezing his hand, throughout the game so it doesn't stiffen up. But
Shane Muntz wants to go out and chat with Cusick.
This is a situation for UVA, throughout this game when they get guys on base, trying to move that runner into scoring position and then executing, situational hitting, which they've done a better job at the back half of the season doing that. But when you get these opportunities, you got to take advantage of them.
Newell takes a fastball strike.
You got a guy at first base in Nick Kent who could run a little bit. Possible hit and runs are in effect here. Laying down a bump, moving him over, or try to work out a steal here. A lot of factors.
Runner goes on the 1-1, grounded left side and through for a base hit. Getting to it quickly is Ludwig in left to keep Nick Kent at second base. So Newell executes on the hit and run, and Virginia has 2 men on with 1 man out.
Yeah, this great executed hit and run right there, and that's what I'm talking about. In these situations, you got to try to generate some offense, and see Coach McMullen at first base giving the hit and run there early on in this game, and knowing how important it is to get these runners in motion and get something going here.
So the first hit of the day for the Virginia offense. Now Jake Geloff. It was interesting to see, even with the runner going, the shortstop Turconi stayed home there. So even though Newell hit it exactly where he was supposed to, it wasn't as big of a hole on the left side of the infield as you would traditionally have with that runner starting from first. Jake Geloff, who's taken over now recently, is the everyday first baseman, with Ortiz being forced to operate in the DH spot. No breaking ball upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
And now this is a situation for Geloff, who be able to sit on a fastball now, 2-0, and with a man in scoring position, you definitely got to get that pitch and not miss it here.
Fastball runs inside, so 3 balls, no strikes to Geloff.
And you almost wonder if that ball off the foot of Cusick is affecting him maybe a little bit, as just some of his throws, some of his pitches, have been just a little off compared to what he was doing in the first inning there.
And 3-0 is right there for a strike. Geloff thought it was outside. He's called back by David Savage.
And that was one of those 3-0, I think, gimmies from a home plate umpire, because I thought that was a little off the plate myself.
And especially when, the first 3 pitches of the at-bat haven't been close. You understand why the hitter, they've got him picked off at second now. Kent leaning towards third, and he's able to evade the tag of the third baseman, Wilkin. Wow. So it ends up second and third for Virginia with only 1 out. I think Tom Walter might want to come out and double check on this.
Yeah, he's going to.
Is there also an argument to be made that he left the base path?
The base path. I think that's the clear argument here. And if you take another look here, you can see. But yeah, it looked like when he went to go make the tag, he clearly went out of the baseline. But I don't know there.
Well,
from that angle, it doesn't look as bad.
Right. I was going to say, and it's not actually, I think what makes it tough to judge, first of all, I don't think you can actually review the judgment call of the base path. You can only review, was he tagged out or not? So what makes the base path play so interesting, Stephen, is it isn't actually a straight line from second to third. The runner establishes his own base pass, and then I can't remember how many feet it is you get to either side. You would probably remember from your playing days, but it's 3 feet from where you were, not 3 feet from a straight line between second and third.
Right, that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure it's 3 feet from 3 feet out and in and back, I think.
But from where you are.
From where you are, yeah.
And by that, it didn't actually look like he strayed. I mean, it might have been close.
Right.
But even if you were to review that, are they going to be able to measure that it was 4 feet and not 3?
I thought it was a good call.
And that one misses upstairs for ball 4. And now Kent's going to come in and score the first run of the game. So some wild base running here from Virginia, and an interesting trip around the bags for Nick Kent, but he is across for the first run of the day. Newell moves up to third on the play as well. And so it's runners at the corners with still only 1 out here in the second, and it kind of feels like things are speeding up on Cusick and Wake Forest a little bit here.
Yeah, just a little bit of an unorthodox way to score your first run of the game, and how they got to second base. So they did it with a hit and run. And then they got picked off, but was able to get to third base, and then a pass ball here. But I think Cusick, is a little bit bothered by that ball that hit off his foot here. I think we're starting to see his accuracy is just a little bit off to these past couple of hitters, and you have to wonder if it is affecting him just slightly, because that first inning, I mean, he was hitting all of his spots, breaking ball, everything, and you just, as I was saying, these last couple of hitters just kind of been a little all over the place.
Well, a walk and a hit batter in this inning from Cusick, both following the ground ball off his foot. Pitching coach John Hendricks, including lengthy visit on the hill. Hendricks himself, who one of the all-time great pitchers at Wake Forest. He is the all-time wins leader in the Wake uniform. And now Mark LeBrew out of the 9 spot for Virginia. Stephen has a chance to make this a big inning for the Hoos if he's able to find a way to reach base, get it back to the top of the order, and sustain this momentum. And I was going to say, you got to think about, with the way he handles the bat, first and third bunt play. He's got 3 sacrifice bunts on the year.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity here, and I love the idea to do this, especially in this situation. You got first and third, 1 out. If you get the bunt down, you score the run, and the runner from first goes to second. You still have a runner in scoring position. And it's just an outstanding play here if they're able to execute. But you can see 2-0 right now from Cusick. It's just a little bit off, since that ball hit his foot.
And I wonder now if Virginia's going to think about asking LeBrew to take a strike, to force Cusick to throw a strike before you sacrifice yourself and give up the out. Third baseman Wilkin is way in on the grass, even with the base runner Newell. That's downstairs, 3-0. Well, if Cusick loses him here, if you're Wake Forest, you got to think about getting somebody up in the bullpen.
I mean, yeah, yes and no. I mean, this is your guy. It's still only 1-0. He's 1 pitch away from getting a double play ball and getting out of this inning. But this is their guy that they want to ride as long as they can.
And that one nowhere close. Here comes Newell in from third. He's going to score, and it's 2-0 Virginia. Consecutive walks to Geloff and LeBrew, as Kent and Newell have both scored on wild pitches. 2-0 UVA, and the beat goes on, and right on cue, player springs out of the Wake Forest dugout, heads down to the bullpen.
Yeah, I think, the way Cusick is throwing the ball, he's had 5 wild pitches on the year, and he's got 2 in this inning, and just not finding his command here, where his command was just so on point in that first inning. And like you said, they sent someone down in the bullpen, and it looks like they're not going to take any chances.
So here's the top of the order, and Zach Geloff. Breaking ball misses outside. And now for Cusick. He's thrown 37 pitches in the game, and 18 of them have been out of the strike zone.
Yeah, and if you're UVA, you still want to be aggressive, but you're focusing on 1 pitch, and you're focusing on 1 specific location. And if it's not there, you're going to take it. And you see right there, Geloff taking that breaking ball there. Obviously, probably not going to swing at a breaking ball ahead in the count anyway as a hitter. But really for UVA, they could be a little bit more disciplined as to what pitch they're going to swing at and what part of the zone. When that pitcher's not really commanding his pitches too well, that's what you got to do.
Now the 1-1. That's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Reed Mascolo is the player that has made his way down to the bullpen for Wake. And Geloff inside outs it to the right side, but it'll slice off into the seats. And even the count at 2-2. Virginia has done all this in the inning on just 1 hit. That opposite field ground ball single from Chris Newell. Otherwise, it's been a hit by pitch, 2 walks. The double steal on the botched pickoff play, and then a couple of wild pitches.
Yeah, if I'm Cusick here, I'm throwing it right down the middle and letting him hit it. You know, right now, Cusick is kind of beating himself. You know, you just go right at these hitters, throw it right down the middle and let him hit it and see what happens and trust your stuff. You know, he's got such great stuff that, you know, all you got to do is just put it out there over the plate and let your defense work.
You at all surprised by how few fastballs we've seen today?
I thought his sequence in the first inning about, you know, throwing that breaking ball and then following up with his fastball was great. But he's kind of lost his fastball command a little bit in this inning, so he's throwing a little bit more breaking balls to try to get it back on track there, which pitchers do from time to time. If they're losing it with their fastball, they throw a different pitch to kind of reset themselves. And you can see he's a little bit more back in the zone right now. But still, if he's not able to work that breaking ball in there and that fastball behind it, you know, that was his philosophy in the first inning.
Yeah. And a successful first, such that it was. 2-2 pitch now to Zach Geloff. And a breaking ball got him swinging. So there's the second strikeout of the ball game for Ryan Cusick. And he needed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And, you know, he came back with the breaking ball there. And it was a great execution there by Cusick, and a little bit up in the zone, but just enough to get a swing and miss there from Geloff. And that's what he needed now to get himself back in the game here. And we'll see how he attacks Godier here, you know, with men on first and second.
Not out of the woods yet if you're Cusick. Breaking ball high to Max Codier. Got him looking his first time up. Is lined the opposite way. That's going to settle in for a base hit. Around third base, here comes Geloff towards the plate. Throw comes through, and it's right on the money. And a strike from left field from Michael Ludwig to catch Jake Geloff, trying to score the would-be third run of the inning. Instead, an outfield assist from Ludwig will limit the damage to 2 runs. So a base hit from Codier, but Ludwig gets to it quickly. Fires a strike to the plate. 2-0 Hoos after 2. As we enter the third, Virginia has a 2-0 lead, thanks in large part to an interesting play on the base pass. Some acrobatics from Nick Kent to avoid the tag, keep the rally going, and then a couple of wild pitches later. First that scored Kent, then that scored Newell, and it's 2-0 Virginia as we go to the third. Cavaliers got a couple of hits in the inning, and it could have very easily been 3-0 if not for a very strong throw from Michael Ludwig out in left field. Now see if Andrew Abbott can author the shutdown inning, or if Wake will have an answer. Cole McNamee, Pierce Bennett, and Lucas Costello, 8-9-1 in the Deeks lineup in this third inning. There's a fastball at the knees for strike 2 called. Abbott, 6 outs. They have all come by way of the strikeout, if you're just joining us. It has been a spectacle. And a swing and a miss, make it 7. I don't know if I've ever seen something like this, Steven. The first 7 outs all coming by way of the strikeout for Andrew Abbott.
And he's doing it, and he's doing it with good patience, and he's setting up his pitches, and he's doing just an excellent job at executing his pitches. You know, he's throwing them where he wants them to, and you know, these Wake Forest hitters really just have no answer for him right now. And coming off a big inning like that from your offense, you know, it's important for a pitcher to come right back in and get right back in that rhythm that you've been in. And you see Abbott, you know, just picking up right where he left off the inning previously.
And a first pitch strike to Pierce Bennett.
When I said we were going to see something different out of Abbott tonight, I didn't know it was going to be something like this, but it's really been incredible to watch so far.
Well, with 1 out in the 3rd inning, he is halfway to his career high in strikeouts. And it's like you blink an eye and he's ahead of a hitter 0-2, or he's got 2 strikes on a hitter.
Yeah.
Bennett able to lay off. Freshman second baseman and 9-hole hitter Pierce Bennett. Now the pitch. And he's able to keep the at-bat alive.
Yeah, it was a good swing there, too, from Bennett. You know, 1-2 fastball down and in. Definitely a great pitch location, too, from Abbott. But Bennett able to foul it off and put a good swing on it.
Breaking ball, a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a tough take from Pierce Bennett right there, because that pitch was in the zone until the very last second when it dropped down beneath it.
Yeah, especially because that previous pitch was a fastball down and in, and then you come away with something soft.
Swing and a foul tip caught by Kyle Teal, make it 8 strikeouts through 8 outs recorded for Andrew Abbott.
And just, I mean, right there, that whole sequence of pitches there from Abbott was just outstanding. And, you know, he goes, you know, a fastball in on that 2-strike, he fouls off, then goes soft away, but then goes back hard away. You see Bennett just a little bit late on that one, and Abbott with 8 strikeouts already in this game, and all outs via the strikeouts. Really incredible.
Top of the order now on Lucas Costello, and suddenly it's becoming, are we going to see an assist or a putout at some point in this game? I mean, this is incredible from Abbott. There's a fastball for a strike to even it up at 1-1.
Yeah, and as a defender, it's really important that you stay in the game, because when that ball does get put in play, you know, you got to be ready for it.
Well, the ball is put in play here. Cody A shading his eyes, but he'll make way for Mark LeBrew coming in from right field. And finally, Virginia's defense put to work, but it's 8 strikeouts so far for Andrew Abbott. Well, you see Virginia in the ACC tournament field based on the standings coming into this weekend series with Wake Forest, but obviously a chance to both make their way perhaps a little bit higher in the league standings and also play themselves more into the conversation for deserving of an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. Now, still obviously a lot of work to be done with 6 games remaining, all ACC games, and against the 2 teams on the outside looking in of the ACC tournament field right now. The names that are absent: Wake Forest, the team Virginia has this weekend at home, and Boston College, the team Virginia will travel to face next weekend. And so it feels as though the schedule lines up as nicely as it could for Virginia to try and make that late charge. And we'll see if the Cavaliers can take care of business off of the 9-day layoff for final exams. They lead this game 2-0 with a couple of runs scoring on wild pitches. That's going to get past the third baseman and down into left field. Rivoli, big turnaround first, but he will hold on. And Virginia has the leadoff man aboard here in this third inning.
It was just a nice attempt there from Wilkin to even get a glove on that ball. Just a little bit too far out of his reach, and Rivoli able to get this inning off with a base hit here. But just a nice piece of hitting from Rivoli on that breaking ball away, staying with the pitch there, and able to serve it out into left field. And that's a good example of not trying to do too much with a pitch and just going with it. Just a nice job by Rivoli.
Ortiz takes a fastball up and out. Grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
See, Ortiz got a fastball there, relatively over the plate, and put a good swing on it, and definitely a pitch that he knows himself he should have been able to get a hold of. But with Cusick, when you're running it up there in the high 90s, you know, it's tough. It's tough as a hitter to barrel something up on something like that, especially when you're throwing the ball in and out, up and down.
1-1 breaking ball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cusick, last time out, 6 innings, 5 runs on 5 hits and a couple of walks, and a 5-2 loss against Elon last Saturday. Swing and a miss here, 2-2. Wake went out of conference for the final time last weekend. They played a game against Elon on Saturday and a doubleheader against Belmont on Sunday. So for whatever it's worth, 1 day fewer rest than Cusick would normally get between his starts. Runner goes from first and a swing and a foul tip by Ortiz.
I think UVA there too, trying to anticipate what pitch Cusick was going to throw there, and thinking maybe he's going to throw it an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes and trying to steal second base there.
Goes again on the 2-2, and Ortiz fighting to get a piece of that breaking ball.
Yeah, that time he did throw the breaking ball, and they were stealing again. And we haven't seen Cusick throw over to first base yet in this game. We've seen him, pick off to second, where they had that rundown with Nick Kent, but we haven't seen him throw over to first base yet.
Oh, he must have heard you. Checks on Brendan Rivoli.
Well, usually when you get a guy that steals twice in a row, you at least give a courtesy throw over there. Now the question is, does UVA put the steal sign on again?
Yes, they do. Breaking ball misses outside, and Rivoli ends up getting an excellent pitch to go on and steals his way into scoring position as the count goes full to 3-2 on Devin Ortiz.
And that's what they were trying to do with the 2 strikes on Ortiz, anticipating that a breaking ball is going to be thrown. You see Rivoli getting another breaking ball to steal on, and the catcher Munt's no shot, especially when it bounces in the dirt like that if the runner's going on the pitch.
Third stolen base of the year for Rivoli.
Now for Ortiz, his at-bat kind of changes a little bit with a man on second base and nobody out. You're trying to move him over to third base any way you can. So you're trying to see the ball as deep as you can in the zone, especially a fastball, and trying to hit it the other way.
Payoff pitch from Cusick is skied. Left side in foul ground, and Wilkin will run out of room. Well, Ortiz certainly seen a lot of pitches in this at bat. So maybe getting more comfortable as the at bat progresses against Cusick.
You know, and a lot of these hitters too are coming back after exam breaks and not really seeing, you know, live pitching, you know, against another opponent. You know, their pitchers are thrown to them, you know, during practices and stuff, but it's not really in a game form situation.
And a breaking ball high, that's ball 4. And a heck of an at bat from Devin Ortiz there. And that puts runners at first and second.
Batting for your Cavaliers, the catcher.
With still nobody out in the inning. Well, tomorrow we'll have the second game of this 3-game weekend series at 6 o'clock Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Also, the series finale on ACC Network on Sunday. Coverage of Game 3 will be at noon Eastern. Wake and Virginia rounding out the series. Final home series of the year for Virginia here in Charlottesville. Now Kyle Teal pushing a bunt up the third base line, but foul. How about a 9-pitch at bat from Devin Ortiz? Usually we'd think of him as a very aggressive hitter, but that's a hard-fought at bat right there. And a hard-earned walk.
Yeah, I mean, he is an aggressive hitter, and you know, he was aggressive in that at bat. He was just fouling off a lot of pitches and was able to work the count and waited for the pitcher to make a mistake and was able to take his walk. And now it puts his team in a situation, first and second, nobody out, to try to do some damage here.
Teal loads up, takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Kyle Teal was the guy that hit the ball sharply off of Cusick's foot last inning. After which time, Virginia had 4 straight batters reach, 2 of which ultimately scored. And Virginia's set up nicely here, but Teal's going to have to battle. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Both runs in the second scoring on wild pitches from Ryan Cusick. Sophomore out of Avon Old Farms in Connecticut. Missed outside. Massachusetts native, but played his high school ball in Connecticut. Now the 1-2. And strike 3 called. Fastball right there. As Teal must have been looking breaking ball, and Cusick gets his 3rd strike out of the ball game.
Yeah, it just kind of froze Teal there with 2 strikes, and that fastball just right down the middle there. And you see Teal knew it as soon as it hit that catcher's glove, and that pitch was right there.
So Cusick trying to bounce back after the first couple of guys reach in the inning. Now runners go, and it's rolled out towards short. Now Virginia will stand of a potential double play, and a good pick over at first from Bobby Seymour. As Kent is retired 6-3. Rivoldi over to third base, and Ortiz up to second base. Running on the pitch. Pretty good play in the hole from Michael Turconi.
Yeah, you see the breaking ball down, and shortstop Turconi just coming up and making a good strong throw and able to get the out. And now it's 2 outs, but it is second and third for UVA, so a base hit potentially scores 2 runs and puts themselves in a situation to strike again in this inning.
Newell takes an off-speed pitch up and out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Newell singled through the left side of the infield his first time up. Quickly, 2 balls and no strikes to Newell. Who's certainly been swinging it better as the season has progressed. After having been Collegiate Baseball Newspaper's National Freshman of the Year last year, and now Wake's just going to put him on base. So that'll load up the bases, albeit with 2 outs, and now Wake gets the favorable right-on-right matchup with Jake Geloff.
Yeah, it's favorable right-on-right matchup. You know, forcing any base, does a lot of different things if you're able to execute.
Geloff walked his first time up. And he takes a fastball down and away. Now the 1-0 pitch. A big hack at a fastball, fouls it away. Ball and a strike. Cusick trying to work himself out of a jam. And I'll tell you what, Jake Geloff has a chance to really do some damage here for Virginia. 1-1 pitch. And strike 2 called over the outside edge.
That's a good pitch there by Cusick on the outer half, and now Geloff in the hole, 1-2, and Cusick looking to put him away and get himself out of this inning.
One-two. Fought off foul as first year from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, hanging tough. Rivoli at third base. Led off the inning with a single. Stole second. Ortiz walked. He's now at second. Newell was intentionally walked. He's at first base. Again, the 1-2. And got him. Foul tip caught by the catcher Muntz. And the inning is over. Fastball blown by Geloff. Bases left loaded with Hoos. And we played 3 complete in Charlottesville. Still 2-0 UVA. Well, 3 innings so far, 9 outs recorded, 10 batters faced for Andrew Abbott, and 8 strikeouts. It has been something special to watch so far for the Virginia ace. And the 4th-year left-hander piling up the strikeouts. And how about this little tidbit, Stephen? Interesting that all 8 strikeouts have been swinging. And Abbott actually leads the ACC in batters struck out looking this season. But today, he's just been in complete command and locating so well with 2 strikes, getting these Wake Forest hitters to chase out of the zone, or even if he's putting it in the zone, they haven't been able to catch up to it.
Yeah, he's just making his pitches look so good to where it's enticing for these hitters to swing at them. But really, it's just, you know, an unhittable pitch. You know, it's not really that usable. And, you know, like you said, usually he gets a lot of strikeouts looking, but, you know, he's getting a lot of them via the swing in this game.
Michael Turconi leading things off for Wake. A tip of the cap to Scott Fitzgerald, Virginia's sports information guru. 33 batters looking for Abbott on the season, the most in the ACC. Has yet to add to that total, but I think he's just fine adding to his overall strikeout total with the 8 he has logged in this game. Turconi with Wilkin and Seymour to follow for the Demon Deacons. Fastball swung on and missed, 2-2. Turconi out of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and Blackhawk High School, sophomore shortstop. 2-2 from Abbott. Another one. He's got 9 now, and there is his first backwards K of the evening. As Andrew Abbott has Turconi looking at a fastball over the outer edge.
Yeah, it's almost like we spoke it into existence there, and you see him getting that fastball on the outside part of the plate there, freezing Turconi, and you see Abbott just gradually climbing up the leaderboard in strikeouts.
He has now surpassed both Tyler Wilson and Tim Burcham in this game, and has moved to the 3rd on the all-time strikeout leaders list. There's a called strike. And I mean, based on what he's able to do today, for Andrew Abbott, he's got a pretty good chance at making his way into 2nd, considering he's probably got at least 2 more starts at Boston College next weekend and then in the ACC tournament.
He might get it tonight. Based on his pace.
Yeah,
that would obviously be a very, very lofty, but if it's even possible. But yeah, he's just been outstanding tonight, and how he's been able to execute his pitches. That's really been the story, and how he's been able to execute his pitches and how he's been able to set up his pitches has really been fun to watch.
The 2-1 pitch now. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilkin. Goes without saying, he will not be catching the all-time strikeout leader in Virginia baseball history.
Yeah,
Danny Olsen is in a league of his own.
I was going to say, I think that's one of those records that's going to be there for a little while.
Pitch upstairs, count goes full, 3-2. Olsen retiring from Major League Baseball after last season, but still working in Major League Baseball in the Cubs organization.
395 strikeouts, that's a lot of strikeouts in 3 years. Remember, he was the worst person to face in our inter-squad scrimmages.
3-2, and he walked him. Well, for whatever reason, Wilkin has been the thorn in the side for Abbott. He's now walked him twice in his many plate appearances tonight.
Yeah, and he's been sticking with the same approach that he did his first at-bat with Wilkin, just kind of going away from him the whole game, not giving him anything out over the plate or anything into his wheelhouse, and just working him away, trying to get him to chase, and just hasn't been able to execute against him tonight.
Bobby Seymour now for the Deeks. Junior and team captain. Breaking ball fouled back. Seymour became the 28th player in Wake history with 200+ hits in his career back on April 25th with a hit against Clemson. Tied for 22nd all-time in career hits at Wake. 215 total coming into this weekend series. And a fastball high, ball and a strike. Abbott already with more strikeouts through 3 1/3 innings than he had over the 7 innings last time out against Virginia Tech. There's strike 2 called. Struck out 8 Hokies over 7 innings. Did not allow an earned run in that start. He was outstanding, and obviously Virginia hoping he'll get through 7 innings plus again today.
Yeah, he's certainly on pace for that. The thing is, when you have a lot of strikeouts, the pitch count goes up there a little bit, so it'll be something to monitor, for UVA as the game progresses. But it's hard to take a pitcher out when he's throwing like Abbott's throwing right now.
Yeah, he did get up to 110 pitches in that game against Virginia Tech, so he has become a guy, as he's now done that back-to-back starts. He's become a guy, Virginia. It's not just a willingness to push him past 100, it's really to get more to the 110 area. Swing and a miss, make it double-digit strikeouts for Andrew Abbott. His 10th of the game. Bobby Seymour is down swinging for the second time tonight.
Double-digit strikeouts for Abbott already in this game, and we're in the top of the 4th. It's just been outstanding what he's been able to do to this Wake Forest team. And
look how late Seymour was at that pitch, too.
It's almost like he didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or he was expecting something else, maybe expecting a breaking ball there, but you got to be expecting, with 2 strikes, you got to be expecting fastball and adjusting to the breaking ball.
Close play over there at first, but Wilkin able to get back in safely. Well, this is interesting, Stephen. Ryan Cusick is down throwing in the Wake bullpen. I mean, ordinarily, if it's a long half inning, pitcher will go do that. This hasn't been a particularly long inning. Maybe he just, something physically, he wants to keep himself loose.
Yeah, maybe just a light toss there, and maybe he's getting a little stiff, but it really hasn't been, like you said, it hasn't been that long of an inning. But every pitcher has their own thing that they like to do, and whether it's a couple of throws before they get back out there. Usually you see that more when it's colder temperatures.
And he is their ace, so whatever he feels like he needs to keep going, you don't question it.
Yeah.
One now from Abbott. Fastball for strike 2 call. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chris Lanzilli. Down swinging his first time up. Abbott with 10 strikeouts. Tonight, the 4th time this season he has struck out double-digit hitters in a game. And he's done it through 3 2/3 innings. One-two pitch, strike 3 called. Runs it back over the inside edge. Lanzilli is frozen, and another 3 strikeout inning for Andrew Abbott. 11 of them now through 4 innings of work so far tonight.
Is that 11? I remember it was my freshman year. We played Florida State, and Olsen had I think he had like 14 or something, or 13.
As we go bottom 4 at Disharoon Park, that man, Andrew Abbott, has been the storyline in this game so far. What a performance we have been treated to this evening. 12 outs recorded, 11 strikeouts. He has been sensational. Virginia's offense also starting to spread things out a little bit. 7 of 9 batters have reached base safely, as you see. As the Who's lead it 2-0 in this series opener. LeBrew attacking the first pitch. And in comes Michael Ludwig to make the catch. And on 1 pitch, there's 1 out. And frankly, Cusick needed that. He had been seeing the pitch count start to climb a little bit on him. And for the Wake ace, they certainly want to get him through the middle innings of this game on a Friday night. And quick outs like that will help.
Yeah, especially now he's going through the lineup for the 3rd time with Geloff coming back up to the plate. His pitch count getting up there. You definitely want to ride him as long as you can in Cusick, and those 1 pitch, 1 outs are definitely huge and instrumental into getting him further into this game.
I don't know what more you could say about what Andrew Abbott has done so far, but I mean, his performance, as we just touched on coming into the inning, has been dominant. What has impressed you most beyond the obvious with the 11 strikeouts?
I just think his execution. I know I've been talking about it the whole game, but the way he's been able to set up pitches and execute them has just been, he does that a lot. He's done that all year, really. He does such a great job of that, but he's really gotten it figured out here today against these hitters, and they just really have no answer for it.
2-1 pitch to Geloff. 3 balls and a strike.
We've also seen more strikeouts via the fastball in this game, I feel like, from Abbott than we have throughout the course of the season, where usually he's mixing a lot of his breaking ball in there as well. And we have seen his breaking ball in this game, but I feel like most of his strikeouts have been via the fastball.
Down and away, ball 4. So Geloff reaches base.
For your Cavaliers, the 2nd baseman, number 2.
That'll bring Max Codier to the plate.
Now Geloff with some speed at first base. We'll see how aggressive Virginia decides to be here in this inning.
We've said it. Something has just felt a little bit off about Cusick today and his command. And again, going down to throw in the last half inning in the bullpen was a little bit odd. or seemed a little bit odd. And that's now a career high for Cusick with his 6 walks. His prior high had been 5, which he did against Florida State back on March 26th of this season. But 6 walks today, and also a hit batter. And to be perfectly honest, Stephen, he's probably fortunate it's only a 2-run deficit. I mean, he's got such tremendous stuff that he's been able to work himself out of one jam, and in that second inning able to limit the damage to just the 2 runs.
Yeah, and when you have an offense that, you know, has 75+ home runs on the year, I mean, you feel really confident that, hey, you know, the game can change with one swing of the bat from your offense. So if you're able to just hold down that opponent as best you can, it gives your offense a chance to get back in the game.
Runner goes for second and skips in. Not in time. Zach Geloff with his 8th stolen base of the year. Virginia has a man in scoring position once again.
Yeah, and a 2-0 count there. You know, stealing second, anticipating a ball in the zone that possibly might have gotten a swing there, and it was a fastball up in the zone. It was almost like a semi-pitch out, but Geloff with his speed is able to get in there and get in there safely.
It was interesting. The throw from Muntz was so perfectly on the base that I thought Bennett, as he picked it, might have accidentally tagged Geloff, but at that slowed down look, it appears as though he missed him when he brought the glove up after picking that hop.
I was going to say, it's one of those ones where the hop,
you naturally lift
your natural glove has to lift up, yeah, and then you're, as the runner, if you're able to get underneath that, and then by the time he gets back down for the tag, you know, you're safe. But it was a good throw.
And like you said, expecting a pitch in the zone, but Muntz actually got a perfect pitch to throw on there.
Exactly.
Hitters count for Cody A now, 3 balls and 1 strike. And a cut and a miss from Cody A. Took a big swing at a 3-1 fastball. Count goes full now. Well, Cody A singled his last time up. Looked like potentially he's going to drive home a run for Virginia, but strong throw from Michael Ludwig in left field got Jake Geloff at the plate. 3-2, and he fights it off foul. Cusick able to still rev it up to 95.
He definitely hasn't lost his velo throughout this game, but what UVA's been able to do is they've been able to run his pitch count up with the amount of walks that he's given, the hit batters, just the extended innings, and the extended at-bats. Just running up Cusick's pitch count, forcing him possibly out of this game a little bit earlier than he would like.
Line drive up the middle, base hit for Cody A. Here comes Geloff around third to the plate, and he is going to come in to score as this time Max Cody A is rewarded his second base hit of the game with a man in scoring position. This time a run comes across to score. 3-0 Hoos on Cody A's 20th RBI of the year.
Yeah, his last at-bat, like you said, Channing, base hit that was gunned down at home plate, and then you get this one right here, a base hit nice up the middle there from Cody A, and with Geloff's speed at second base, anything base hit in the outfield, you knew he was coming around to score. So just a nice job by UVA, nice execution there from Cody A.
Now Brendan Rivoli for Virginia. Cody A's second hit of the day, Virginia's 4th against Cusick. Fastball down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. And Cusick asking the second base umpire for time.
He's done that a couple times in this game. One, most of the time it's been to recheck the signs, but on that one it looked like he just needed a breather.
As Rivoli gets into one, skies it to right. That chases back Lanzilli. He's back to the wall, leaps, and that ball is gone. Into the Virginia bullpen for Brendan Rivoli's first of the season, and he has made it a 5-0 Wahoo lead.
You said it earlier on that Rivoli still looking for his first home run, and he gets it here tonight. And that ball just leaving the yard for a 2-run home run from Rivoli and extending Virginia's lead to 5-0. You can see the UVA players there really excited as Rivoli getting into this one, and just a pitch down and in, and just a great swing by Brendan Rivoli.
Well, you could tell, Stephen, he looked really comfortable at the plate his first couple of at-bats. The walk in the first inning, it looked like he was very calm against, obviously, the power stuff that Cusick has. And then the second time up, an opposite field single that he hit very sharply. As Ortiz lifts one the opposite way, and Lanzilli giving chase. Ball and a strike to Ortiz.
But yeah, and when you got a guy who on the mound has got stuff like Cusick has and runs up there in the upper 90s, but he's not finding the strike zone, you're able to kind of zone in on one pitch, like I was saying a little bit earlier. You zone in on that one pitch in your spot, and Rivoli got it, and he didn't miss it.
Ortiz takes a big cut at 95 and fouls it back to the net. Cole McNamee is now throwing down in the Wake Forest bullpen. Already in the game as the designated hitter. Ortiz sending one down towards McNamee. Another extended at bat here from Ortiz. He's been really good with 2 strikes against him in this game tonight. Seen a lot of pitches, or at the very least forced Cusick to throw a lot of pitches in this outing single-handedly.
You could see Cusick there, kind of a pitcher's tactic, just shaking a bunch of times until that batter calls time. Because like you said, Ortiz has just been fighting him off every at-bat.
Breaking ball, check swing, no swing, says Dave Susi. So the count even at 2-2. It's Virginia really working to elevate Cusick's pitch count in this start. And another tough battle from Devin Ortiz.
Yeah, and really, all these UVA hitters in this game have really battled Cusick and kind of worked some counts. When they've gotten behind, they've been able to battle back into the count. Whether their outcome was positive or negative, they've at least been able to run his pitch count up.
And he takes it downstairs to run the count full. Well, this is something Brian O'Connor was asked about earlier in the week of what's been the difference, where basically at the halfway point, it's like your team flipped a switch, and he said it was really just doing things a little bit better. Holding runners a little bit better as a staff, and hitters having a little bit more competitive at-bats, and the small improvements have added up. And I think it's kind of reflected in the fact that for Virginia, it's been a number of guys that have taken a step forward. It's not as if one guy has caught crazy fire and is just lighting up the box score. It's been a number of guys have improved just a little bit from the way they were playing the first 20 to 25 games of the season to now this back part.
Yeah, and it takes a group of guys. It takes the whole team to really buy into that. And when you break down, the first half of the season, the second half of the season, Coach O'Connor is absolutely right. It's just doing things a little bit better, and this is one of those areas where just being a little bit tougher in the batter's box, making pitchers work a little bit more, is a big part of that. Because it may not be a positive outcome, like you see right here with the pop-up, but it at least works the pitch count and at least allows your hitters to see more pitches.
It was an 11-pitch at bat there from Devin Ortiz. Well, you can get the latest news and information from the ACC each morning with special guests from around the world of sports. Packer and Durham, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. So now that's 2 at-bats for Ortiz. His last 2 at-bats, he has seen a combined 20 pitches.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
That doesn't just pay off in forcing Cusick out of this game earlier than he'd like. That's going to pay off by the time you get to Sunday, and Wake's already had to use a lot of their bullpen earlier in the series. Good play by Bennett, ranging up the middle there to retire Kyle Teal 4-3, but Virginia 3 runs home in the inning, 2 of them on this sweet swing from Brendan Rivoli. It's 5-0 Hoos after 4 complete, and the Hoos are fired up. Some kind of dominance today from Andrew Abbott. He has been dealing through 4 innings today for the Wahoos, the Cavalier left-hander with 11 strikeouts. And, well, it's been the march across the century mark tonight, and now it's been the march up the single-season leaderboard, not to mention the career leaderboard as well. But that's some pretty heady company for Andrew Abbott. Gotta love seeing Danny Holtz's name on there twice, right? I mean, that explains how he is number 1 by far and away in the career numbers. But all of those names ahead of them, I mean, those are, you're talking about the best arms in Virginia baseball history.
Yeah, those are impressive names right there. And yeah, I mean, for Danny Holtzen, you don't get 395 strikeouts if you're not on that single season strikeout total at least twice like he is. And but it's definitely some great company from Abbott, and he deserves all the credit he gets. He's just an outstanding pitcher, and he's been an outstanding player for this university in his career here.
Pitch off the plate away, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, the guy right in front of him, Nathan Kirby, talking about a first-round draft pick. 2 ahead of him, Connor Jones, talking about a second-round draft pick. Obviously, Danny Holtzen was the number 2 overall draft pick. But I think it's been really fun to watch this season, Stephen, because Abbott, the decision was taken out of his hands in coming back for his 4th year, but nobody expected him to be back. And the pandemic, in abbreviating the draft to 5 rounds instead of 40, he was going to be selected in the first 5 rounds had it been a full draft. But the way teams decided to reallocate the money that they were going to spend on their draft picks, suddenly they decided that Abbott was not going to be one of their first 5 picks, or I guess the only 5 picks. And he came back with something to prove, and safe to say he has left little doubt that he can do it as a starting pitcher.
No, he's definitely shown everybody, the scouts and everybody, that he's definitely capable to be a starter. They've seen how dominant he's been out of the bullpen in his career. So I mean, really, any team that selects Andrew Abbott in the draft is going to have one hell of a player on their roster.
Two to Muntz. Swing and a miss, make it 12 strikeouts for Andrew Abbott. He's 2 shy of his career high, and there's 1 away in the 5th inning.
I mean, this elevated fastball in this game today has gotten these Wake Forest hitters just swinging. I mean, it's been a couple times where he's gotten that strikeout via that elevated fastball, and once again, it goes back to executing. It's just at that height where those hitters just can't lay off.
And then he flips in a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1 to Michael Ludwig.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Yeah, another fastball up in the zone that these Wake Forest hitters are going after. And we said, we haven't seen many of Abbott's strikeouts today. We haven't seen many via the breaking ball. See if they do with another breaking ball here.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 13 for Abbott. It's 4 in a row now for the left-hander, as Ludwig is down swinging for the 2nd time in the ball game, and he's now 1 shy of that career high.
And he's probably like, what are you talking about? I've been getting everybody with the fastball. I'm going to go back to that fastball there. And you can see the dugouts fired up. Andrew Abbott just seems to be clicking on all cylinders here tonight.
Pitch fouled back. Cole McNamee, who we saw warming up in the bullpen last half inning, getting his second at bat of the day. And he's behind the count, 0-2. And Abbott has a chance to match his career high right here.
And this is the situation right here. He's 0-2, trying to do his setup pitch here. Possibly an elevated fastball, maybe a backdoor breaking ball, something down, but we'll see how he decides to attack Cole McNamee here.
Missed high with a fastball, 1-2. Abbott just a little bit frustrated as he received that back from Teal. Knew that he got it up, but missing so far out was not going to tempt McNamee. Now the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from the left-hander. Strike 3, make it 14 strikeouts for Andrew Abbott. Strikes out the side once again here in the 5th. Folks, he has matched his career high, and he's done it through just 5 innings of work tonight. In the inning, he gets Muntz, Ludwig, McNamee. 14 strikeouts for the 4th-year Andrew Abbott tonight.
Doesn't get any better than this. You're in for a special treat tonight.
Let's have some fun, everybody.
Coming down to 9 innings, you leave it all on the field. You lose, you go home. You win, you go to Omaha.
Stretch run of this 2021 season, and we already have kind of a preview of the NCAA tournament. 20 sites announced as the possible regional sites by the NCAA earlier this week, and a couple of surprises as it relates to the ACC. Some teams not included in that mix. Obviously very fun to see both Notre Dame and Pitt in that mix, as they had been projected to finish in the bottom of the Atlantic and Coastal respectively. But then some of the blue bloods, your Florida State, Louisville, you're so used to seeing as regional hosts every year, not included on that list.
Yeah, definitely, an interesting field of teams there. But it's really cool to see, some of these teams getting a chance to host regionals. Teams like, Notre Dame and Louisiana Tech, and just some of these Charlotte. Some of these teams being able to possibly host, and it's just an awesome environment, because having a host site is it's something really special. It just really changes the dynamic, in my opinion, of the postseason feel for a team.
You got to play in home NCAA tournament games, but you also got to play in those games where you were the designated road team at your own ballpark. What were kind of the notable differences on those game days where you're still getting to play in front of your home fans, but it's just different operationally?
I mean, honestly, this might sound a little weird. The biggest thing to me was being in a different dugout. Being in a different dugout from, at home, just seeing the game from a different angle was just a little bit weird, a little bit, I wouldn't say weird, actually, maybe just a little bit different.
Kent hits one sharply and through the left side for a base hit. And Kent is aboard for the 2nd time today.
Batting for your Cavaliers, the center fielder.
And Virginia hoping with series wins and perhaps needing a sweep of one of the two, but with Wake and Boston College remaining, they might add their name to this list or replace one of the teams on that list potentially.
Yeah, and you take a look at those projected postseason teams, and Florida State being one of those ones that has a potential to, be up there, but not listed as a host site. Really something that I know a lot of people around the baseball world were a little surprised to see. And, Louisville, like you said, was also one of those teams who typically usually host, but this year has just been totally different as far as how the season has gone and how the teams have performed.
Chris Newell looking to bunt his way aboard. No balls at a strike to him as Kent holds at first base. Cole McNamee in the game as the designated hitter at the start of the game. taking over after just 4 innings from the starter Ryan Cusick. And with the runner in motion, Newell rolls one out to the second baseman, Bennett. His throw on to first in time, but Virginia does stay out of the double play by starting Kent.
Yeah, they stay out of the double play. They move the runner over. Once again, the goal in Newell's at bat, you could tell, was to get that runner over to second base in some way, shape, or form. And they try to do it with the bunt early on, and then going with the hit and run there that still able to execute and get the runner over to second base.
Here's Jake Geloff. He has walked and struck out so far today. A big swing, but comes up empty. No balls, 1 strike. Slider down from McNamee. Scouting report on McNamee says he will work off of that slider. That's his best pitch, and he actually commands it better than his fastball. So a lot of times, you know, you think about a guy coming out of the bullpen, and the question mark is whether he's got command of the secondary stuff on a day or not. For McNamee, they feel like they always know he's going to have command of the slider. It's how well can he locate the fastball.
Yeah, when you have a pitcher who does pitch like that and does pitch off that breaking ball, or that slider, excuse me, you get, if you don't have the fastball, then as a hitter, I mean, you're just looking for something slow and off speed in the zone.
Geloff started the hands, did not offer.
As you can see here, McNamee spiking a couple fastballs in the dirt. You know, it's a lot different to pitch off of a slider than it is to pitch off a fastball, because you typically have better command over your fastball because it's straight and it doesn't move as much.
And that one inside for ball 4. Kent breaking for third, and he's going to get there, and the throw gets away from the third baseman, Wilkin, and here comes Kent in to score the 6th run of the day for Virginia. Heads up base running from Kent as he takes third and the ball in the dirt. And an E2 makes it 6-0 Wahoos.
Yeah, it's great base running there by Kent, but also great base running by Geloff. As you see right here, ball 4, you see him drop the bat and hustle down to first base, and then that ball gets thrown away there by Muntz, and Jake Geloff able to scamper over to second base, and now UVA is still threatening with the guy in scoring position. And when you play the game hard, I mean, these are the kind of things that turn your way, and as you see there, Kent able to score easily, and then Geloff getting over there to second base, as you see at the top of your screen there. And UVA still threatening now in this 5th inning.
Pinch hitter for Virginia here in the 5th, Christian Halenka. Will bat for Mark LeBrew. Veteran bat. And that one skips in and gets away from Muntz. Geloff over to third base. And so now, exactly what you were just talking about, because of how hard Geloff ran out of the box on the walk, all of a sudden, a wild pitch later, and Virginia has a chance with a man at third, less than 2 outs.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we're seeing from McNamee just, you know, like you mentioned, Channing, about, you know, just pitching off that slider. He's having to go to his fastball a little bit more, and he's not able to command it, and he's spiking, you know, his fastball, kind of letting it run out of the zone here, and really, you know, he's kind of beating himself here as opposed to, you know, letting his defense work.
More activity in the Wake bullpen. Brendan Oxford, left-handed pitcher, is getting loose, but he hasn't yet thrown to the catcher crouching until right now, so I don't think he's ready just yet, as Tom Walter heel-toeing it to the mound. Well, tomorrow night we'll have the second game of this series. ACC Network covering games 2 and 3. Tomorrow night, 6 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app, and also the series finale, noon on Sunday, right here on ACC Network. Virginia in control midway through game 1 of this series. And I think Tom Walter, who typically doesn't make mound visits, I mean, both the conversations just to chat and to make the changes, they're all done by John Hendricks. I think he's trying to get his team to snap back into it, as they've been playing some unsound baseball here in this 5th inning.
Yeah, I mean, and even, you know, in a couple innings in the previous of this game, they've been beating themselves. They've been wild pitches and things like that, and really just been stabbing themselves in the foot here. And as you could see, McNamee spiking another fastball there, and nice job by Munson blocking that up. But I mean, when you beat yourself in a game, it's really, really tough to get back into it, because you know you're not really giving yourself an opportunity to stay in the game. So as best as you can, he's probably just went out there to tell him, hey, settle down, you know, let's execute here.
Well, infield in all the way around against Holinka, who takes a fastball for a strike. 2-1 the count. Holinka 8 hits in 33 at bats on the year. 3 RBIs. Takes that one off the plate away. So a favorable count for him at 3-1. Pinch hitting here in the 5th. Two in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, and 1 so far here in the 5th. But Holinka looking to add to it. And he lines the pitch into center field. He's done exactly that. A pinch hit single to center field. 7-0 Hoos as Jake Geloff comes in to score. 4th RBI of the season for Christian Holinka.
And good teams will capitalize off of their opposing team's mistakes, and that's what UVA has been able to do so far in this game, and capitalizing on the mistakes from Wake Forest and the wild pitches and pass balls. And nice job there by Holinka in executing.
Well, a short day's work at the office for Holinka today, as he is replaced by pinch runner Alex Tappan at first base. And you got to believe Tappan was going to come on to play right field anyway in the 6th. As now the top of the order in Zach Geloff. Well, McNamee has thrown more balls than strikes so far in this appearance. And another one down, 2-0. There's the pinch runner Tappan. And again, McNamee, who started the game still in the lineup as the designated hitter, as this one is swung on and drilled to left. That ball is way out of here and towards the back of the bleachers for Zach Geloff, as he puts a charge into one and makes it 9-0 Hoos.
Yeah, Zach Geloff got all of this one here, and you could tell just in the sound, even the fans, everybody knew it as soon as he hit it. Just a fastball elevated the zone, and just a great swing by Zach Geloff, and UVA just tacking on here in this 5th inning.
6th of the season for Geloff, RBIs numbers 29 and 30.
You see Geloff there. As soon as he hit it, he had a little stare there. He kind of knew he got that, and he got it well, and driving it almost over the bleachers there in left field. And I think that's going to be it for McNamee here.
Now with the lefty Codier due, they will make the move. And the day is done for Cole McNamee on the mound, as John Hendricks will bring on the new pitcher. And we will tell you more about the left-hander Brennan Oxford when we come back. Home run for Geloff makes it 9-0 Hoos. Brennan Oxford, the redshirt sophomore from Durham, New Hampshire, takes over as he becomes pitcher number 3 on the day for the Demon Deacons, as all of a sudden Virginia has blown this thing wide open. 2-run homers in each of the last 2 innings. In the 4th, it was Brendan Rivoli, and here in the 5th, Zach Geloff getting all of one and depositing it deep into the left field bleachers. As the offense has really come to life here, Steven.
Yeah, and it's, one of those things where, hitting is contagious. And, when you got guys around you executing and doing things right in the batter's box, the next hitter wants to do it. The next hitter wants to do it. So, that type of hitting is contagious. And when you're able to do that, you're going to be able to put up, crooked numbers on that scoreboard.
Max Codier, the first man that Oxford will face, his 23rd appearance of the season. There is Rivoli, who homered into the bullpen last inning. Codier loops one left side, and Wilkin having to navigate around third base coach Kevin McMullen. Does so to make the catch. And that's out number 2. And we'll bring Brendan Rivoli to the plate for Virginia. And here's a look at the smooth swing from the 4th inning that brought home a couple of runs.
Smooth swing it was, and he got that fastball in that inner half of the plate, and he did not miss it.
Well, he's come to the plate 3 times today. He's reached in all 3, a walk, a single, and that 2-run homer. And a breaking ball from Oxford, fouled away. Oxford redshirted back in 2019. Last year made 4 relief appearances before the shutdown, and again, he's been heavily used here in 2021. As tonight makes his team leading 23rd appearance of the year. And he's ahead of Rivoli, 0-2. Rivoli shoots a fastball straight back.
Yeah, and Oxford's done a great job coming in here and just attacking these UVA hitters and going right at them and staying ahead in the count and not really, falling behind, because, throughout this game, a lot of these batters have really been ahead in the count against these pitchers.
And he's hit by the pitch. Breaking ball caught his shoulder. And of course, as soon as you're complimenting the strike throwing, he couldn't make you look good.
I know, right? I mean, I agree with his pitch selection there as well, because you saw Rivoli 2 fastballs that he got there and was kind of right on him, just coming back with that breaking ball there. He just wasn't able to spin it enough to get it on that outer half of the plate where he wanted it. But Rivoli able to reach base any way he can there in that at bat.
Now Ortiz. And he lines one towards left field, and that's going to settle in for a base hit. Little jam shot. And that'll move Rivoli into scoring position. So now Virginia will send all 9 guys to the plate in this 5th inning. As Kyle Teal will bat. Now he is the lone Virginia starter to not have reached base via either a walk or a base hit so far in this game. See if he can cash in here with a man in scoring position. Lays off a breaking ball, 1-0. Riding a 6-game hitting streak coming into play today, and Virginia's leader in the batting average department. Takes a breaking ball for a strike, and it's even at 1-1. Now the 1-1 from Oxford. Swung on and lifted out towards left center field. Costello and Ludwig converge, and it will be the center fielder Costello gliding in behind Ludwig to make the play. So Virginia sends all 9 guys to the plate. 2 runs home on the long home run from Zach Geloff. He knew it. So did everybody else in the ballpark. We go to the 6th. 9-0 Hoos. Now we head to the 6th, and Andrew Abbott continues to roll for Virginia. He's already matched his career high with the 14 strikeouts. Did that twice prior this season, both at Florida State and against Duke a couple of weeks ago. But he's done it at a different pace this evening. As you see, still sitting at just 79 pitches and 14 strikeouts already in the scorebook. We'll face Pierce Bennett to lead things off. 9-1-2 for Wake in this 6th inning. Bennett, Costello, and Turconi. So this inning will feature the 3rd trip through the lineup. See what adjustments Wake's hitters, if any, will be able to make.
I mean, it's going to be tough because the way that Abbott is throwing right now, it's almost like he can throw anything he wants at these hitters, and they just haven't been able to put the barrel on it.
Just missed there with a fastball. Well, 4 runs from the Virginia offense last half inning have really given Abbott a lot of room to work as he pumps in strike 2. And now the pitch lifted out towards right center field. Newell gliding over. And it's going to be tapping in from right field to make the catch. That's how it works. New into the game, the ball finds you.
Yeah, it always seems to find you is right. And, you know, if you're Wake Forest, that's some sort of positive sign that, you know, putting the ball in play here against Abbott, you know, trying to at least get something going offensively.
Now the top of the order, and Costello trying to bunt his way aboard for a hit. And Geloff applies the tag. And that is out number 2.
You can see Wake Forest, I mean, they're just trying to do anything they can, 1, to put the ball in play, and 2, you know, to get, you know, something going here against Abbott.
Now batting shortstop number 6, Michael Turconi.
Here's Michael Turconi. I mean, that's unwritten rules. That's not something that Virginia probably too keen on.
Yeah, I mean, in a situation like this where it's 9-0.
I was going to say, if it's still 2-0 a couple of innings ago, that's a different story.
Right, it's 9-0. You're a little bit deeper into the ball game here, and I'm sure Abbott will take the quick out.
Yeah.
It saves his pitch count a little bit.
Ball and a strike to Turconi. He has struck out swinging. He has struck out looking. And there's strike 2. Right over the outside edge. Abbott's still sitting 91-92 in this 6th inning. See if the left-hander's got number 15 in store here. And Turconi able to foul it away. Now Abbott back to the windup, and again the 1-2 pitch, and he missed wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now sort of lost in the shuffle the fact that he is on the verge of yet another quality start. He has been some kind of consistent of late. And a swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. Teal will fire down to first to complete the strikeout. It's a new career high for Andrew Abbott, number 15 tonight. The dominance continues from Virginia's fourth-year left-hander. Going to be fun to have the ACC tournament heading to Charlotte in a couple of weeks. Of course, for a long time, ACC Baseball Championship has been synonymous with Durham Bulls Athletic Park. But if you have not had the chance to see a game at what is now known as Truist Field, it is a gorgeous setting for a baseball game. AAA facility right there in Uptown. And coming up on postseason play, believe it or not. Just 2 series remaining in the regular season. They go to the bottom of the 6th here, and for Virginia, Nick Kent, Chris Newell, and Jake Geloff to face the new pitcher, Seth Keener, who takes over, pitcher number 4 on the night for Wake. Steven, have you seen that ballpark?
I have not. No, not yet. Got to check it out, though. I'm always used to, like you said, being in Durham Bulls and having the character and everything that ballpark has. Always enjoyed playing there. And then one year we had it at the Greensboro field, which is nice.
Kent drives one towards the left field corner, and a long run for Ludwig to make a nice catch as he crosses onto the track, robbing Kent of potential extra bases. One away here in the 6th.
I've seen a couple of nice plays out there from Ludwig in this game. You know, one with his arm and then right there with the glove.
Well, the freshman right-hander from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, gets the first out here in the 6th. 6'1" right-hander making his 9th appearance of the year. No record and an ERA of 7.5. Slider misses down. Newell 1-0. Newell has singled and walked. He's also stolen a base and scored a run in this game. There's a fastball for a strike. Keener flashing a 93 there. Fastball down, 2 balls and a strike to Newell. Well, for Virginia, I mentioned last inning about, Abbott really finding his groove down the stretch. The offense also starting to come to life. And, when you get to the ACC tournament, a lot of times it's just whoever is hottest coming into that week. And, the way Virginia's playing, certainly have a chance to get hot, stay hot at the right time.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of who's playing the right baseball at the right time. And, really the whole season, it's just kind of like a workup until you get to that point. And, for UVA, for any team, really, if you can get hot, towards that end of the year, you're going to be tough to beat.
Newell did not offer at the breaking ball, confirms Randy Watkins. Hit by the pitch. 3-2 comes in, and he is aboard with 1 out here in the 6th. On Monday night at 8 Eastern, the 52 postgraduate scholarship winners will be featured in our 1-hour special, No Limit. The ACC salutes scholar athletes. Katie George and EJ Manuel host the show, bringing together the best and brightest student athletes from all 15 schools. That includes interviews about their passion for athletics, academics, and current issues. Monday night at 8 Eastern. Runner goes from first. Newell got a great jump, and he's going to steal second base with ease. Now back to his feet, and will scamper over to third base.
You see Newell there. You said it. He had a great jump there to steal second, and the throw getting away. And now UVA again, you know, with a chance to add to their already 9-0 lead.
That's one of those that you'll mark down as having been stolen on the pitcher. It was a great jump. And just as quickly, getting back to his feet to go to third. Now Geloff drives one out towards right field, chasing back Lanzilli. Back to the wall, and that ball is off of the wall. Newell comes home to score easily. Geloff around second. He's thinking three. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. Bounces away, but backed up there by the pitcher. And so Jake Geloff content with an RBI triple, his second three-bagger of the year. And Virginia has reached double digits. It's 10-0 UVA.
Yeah, and you see Jake Geloff here getting a good pitch to hit out over the plate and going with that ball to right field, and almost had a chance to get out of here as it hit the wall, and Geloff kind of turned on the jets and getting that three-bagger and that triple, RBI triple for Jake Geloff and the freshman, and UVA 10-0 now here in this game.
Lake Forest appealing that he missed first base, and Tom Walter wants to challenge that he missed first base. Well, to be perfectly honest, I was not watching whatsoever over at first, so.
Well, from that replay that you saw, it looked like Geloff, you know, and myself as well up here in the booth, I thought that I had a potential to leave the yard as well as Geloff did. He kind of looked at it for a little bit, and I wonder if he was looking too much at it before he actually touched the bag. It looks clearly there that he touched that corner of the bag.
Did I see on the screen that they called in the field that he missed first? The call in the field was he touched first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wake Forest was appealing that he didn't touch the bag.
Right. No, but I thought I just read call on field. Runner missed first. But the call on the field is that it is a triple.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, it is a triple.
And they have very quickly confirmed.
After further review of the call on the play, stands.
Do you think that's the first baseman? I'm just wondering who would have signaled to the dugout that.
Typically, you know, it's a first baseman that says, "Hey, you missed the bag." Because when that ball is in for extra bases, you're typically looking at the runner, making sure he does hit the bag. And yeah, it's typically the first baseman usually saying, "Hey, you know, he missed the bag." But it could have very well been the coaching staff saying, "Hey, we think he missed it. Appeal over to first base."
I mean, as evidenced by how quickly they came back on the field, it's just, you know, it's always odd when a review is requested and the call is plain as day. I guess sometimes your mind could just play tricks on you. And maybe, like you said, with kind of Geloff accelerating through first base once he realized that the ball was really far away from the right fielder and he had a chance at three, maybe just kind of the way he started running at a different rate made it look like he did indeed miss the bag. Not the case, and he is now going to come in to score on the RBI single from Alex Tappan, and everybody getting into the act. It's 11-0 Virginia. The Who's keep pouring it on as that's for Tappan, another RBI. He's got number 14 on the season.
That's the type of contagious hitting that I was talking about earlier. When one guy's doing it, the next guy's doing it, the next guy's doing it. I mean, after a while, it just kind of trickles down, and even guys who didn't start the game are coming in and joining in on the hits. And you know, it's just been one of those days for UVA here.
Top of the order, and Geloff, who launched the long two-run homer his last time. Plays off a breaking ball here. Well, I guess there's something about Andrew Abbott's starts, right? I mean, keep in mind, last time he took the mound was when Virginia put up 18 runs on 17 hits against Virginia Tech. Most Virginia had scored in an ACC game since 2011. And tonight, 11 runs on 11 hits.
And this is that kind of layoff, though, as a starting pitcher where you love all the run support you can get, but you also want to get back out there on the mound, especially if you're Andrew Abbott, a guy who's been cruising this whole game.
There's a fastball strike, 2-1. Well, for as much as Wake Forest's power numbers at the plate have been very impressive this season, the pitching staff has struggled. I mean, you look at the stat sheet and struggling to find some consistency on the mound. It's been a theme all year long. And I mean, you look at a lot of the final scores from their games, and they're playing in a lot of slugfests. But in a game like tonight, where the offense runs up against a guy the caliber of Andrew Abbott, makes for some tough sledding, and look out here. That one up around the face.
I think it hit his arm first.
And then ricocheted?
And ricocheted up and hit his face. And
saw him pointing at his forearm first and then his nose.
it's good to see him hustling down there to first base. And man, even just from that look right there, it looked terrible. It looked like it was, I mean, he was popped back up. It must have been, just didn't really get him as good as it looked like from here, but it might have looked worse than it actually was.
I thought maybe on that second look that maybe it just grazed his nose, and actually what it hit was the underside of
the helmet.
lid. Not to say every Virginia fan's heart wasn't in their stomach when they saw it in real time, but man, if that was the case, that's a very fortunate break. So tapping into scoring position now at second. Rally continues for Virginia. Max Codier has a couple of hits already in the game. And he takes a called strike.
That's a good pitch there by Seth Keener, and just a breaking ball in the inner half of the plate, and trying to do anything he can to try to slow down this UVA offense. If he could work himself a ground ball, get himself out of this inning, ground ball double play, now's the time to do it.
1-2 pitch, fought off foul. Was the Class 1A co-player of the year as a junior in North Carolina back in 2019. His senior season last year in 2020 was canceled altogether by the pandemic, but was a standout two-way player at East Surrey High School. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, somewhat limited action on the mound tonight, just his 9th appearance of the season. Crawford Wade is now up and throwing in the Wake bullpen. Another breaking ball outside. The arms that Wake has brought in out of the bullpen have struggled to find the zone, and Virginia doing a great job elevating the Deeks ace Ryan Cusick's pitch count early in this game, running him out after 4 innings. Fastball missed wide for ball 4, so that'll load up the bases.
Batting for your Cavaliers, the left fielder, number 8, Brendan Rivoli.
In these types of situations, when you have such a big lead in this game for UVA, it's still a matter of going out there and executing. When you get into situations like this where you have bases loaded, 1 out, you're still trying to get that run in any way you can, whether it be sac fly, base hit, anything like that. So you don't want to give these at-bats away, because this next game tomorrow and the rest of the series and even the rest of the season, when you're up in these types of situations, you'll be able to come back and reflect on these types of at-bats and these types of situations.
1-0 pitch popped up. Shortstop Turconi tracking, and he'll make the catch. That's a big second out for Keener. He's trying to fight his way through this inning. See, he's had to throw 28 pitches in the frame, but now he's 1 pitch away from getting out of it. And Ortiz now. Chance to do some 2-out damage. And watches the slider for strike 1.
A chance for a 2-out RBI hit right here for Devin Ortiz, and a chance for Seth Keener to kind of limit the damage. There's only 2 runs in this inning.
Bouncer up the middle, and that one picked by the shortstop, and a nice play, but the ball dropped at first by Seymour. Boy, Turconi did the tough part, but then just kind of lobbed it over to first. And Seymour couldn't handle the short hop. Run number 12 comes home to score as Tappan crosses the plate.
There was a nice play by Turconi, and you see this in-between hop here, and just a great job with the glove right there. And like you said, Cheney, just kind of lobbed it over there to first base. Really didn't give a full throw there, even though he was coming in on the run. You got to give a strong, accurate throw to that first baseman and complete the play there.
Teal, a big cut, comes up empty. Second straight inning in which Virginia has sent all 9 guys to the plate. It's one of those plays where it's a great defensive play, yet at the end of it all, the defender still ends up getting charged with an error. He does the tough part in picking that really challenging hop, but then commits an E6 on the throw. Teal looking for his first hit tonight. Now, it feels like a while ago you were commenting on how long a layoff it was for Andrew Abbott. Now this is a really long layoff for Andrew Abbott.
Yeah, and this is something, as Andrew Abbott's, really haven't had to do too much this season, where he's kind of had to sit and kind of wait. His last start he had to do it a little bit with, Virginia Tech, but this is a situation where if you're Andrew Abbott, you're moving around, or you're putting some on your arm there as you're keeping your arm nice and warm, moving around, kind of, doing anything you can to try to stay loose.
Two pitch, down and in. That'll run it full, and now all the runners will be in motion.
Yeah, runners are going to be in motion here. Base hit in the gap. Potentially score all 3 when you got Ortiz at first base, who can run.
There they go. And down and in for ball 4. So Teal picks up an RBI and the bases loaded walk. Cavaliers have batted around here in the 6th and continue to tack on. It's now a 13-0 ball game, and looks like that's going to do it for Seth Keener. As just could not get this final out of the inning. And Wake is indeed going back to the bullpen once again as Crawford Wade gets the call. So more on the new pitcher as Nick Kent is going to bat for the 2nd time in the inning. When we come back, base is still loaded and 13-0 Virginia in complete control. '15th appearance of the season for Crawford Wade, who takes over as the 5th pitcher used in this game by Wake Forest. Just trying to find some outs out of the bullpen. See the damage Virginia's offense has done. Now 13 runs on 11 hits and still with the bases loaded in this 6th inning. As Andrew Abbott has gotten it done on one side of the scorecard, and on the other side, Virginia's offense, now all 9 starters have reached base either with a hit or a walk, if not both.
And for these Wake Forest pitchers and these young freshmen that are getting an opportunity here to pitch, this is an opportunity for them to kind of show their coaching staff what they can do. Regardless of the score, you got to go out there and pitch as if it's a tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th, and really show, your team and your coaching staff that you deserve to get some more appearances. And so this is a great opportunity for Crawford Wade to get out there and kind of show him what he can do.
Starts Kent with a breaking ball and misses down. 1 ball, no strikes. Charlotte native out of Myers Park High School. And missed upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, it's been a bit of a rocky debut for him over his 14 prior appearances. 0-1 with an 11.12 earned run average. 11 1/3 innings, and he has allowed 14 earned runs. Hitters count for Kent. And missed with a fastball. 3 balls, no strikes. I mean, really, Brendan Oxford, who came in to get the final couple of outs of the 5th, the only guy that's come out of the bullpen and thrown strikes for Wake so far. That's way outside, ball 4. So 14-0 Virginia as the merry-go-round continues. Kent has his 27th RBI this season on a 4-pitch walk.
For your Cavaliers center fielder, number 9, Chris Newell.
Cody A, the latest to come in and score. Ortiz over to 3rd and Teal up to 2nd. That pitch up and in, 1 ball, no strikes.
You see, Crawford Wade missing on the left side of the plate here on these first 2 hitters, and as a pitcher and as a catcher, you got to throw something or show something on the other side of the plate, try to get him on that other side to get him back in the zone. As you see right there, the catcher setting up outside, him throwing right down the middle there. And sometimes as a pitcher, you got to get yourself back on track there, and you got to do it by alternating where you're going to pitch your next pitch, whether it be the actual part of the plate or the pitch style.
Newell skies 1-2 straightaway center, and this should get Wake out of the inning. Costello can't find it. That ball lands in next to it. He lost it in the lights, and 2 runs make it. All 3 runners now come in to score. And on the misplayed fly ball, Virginia has a 17-0 lead.
And yeah, at first glance from up here, it looked like Costello was right under it, kind of saying, I got it. And then as he started drifting kind of away from where that ball was coming down, it didn't look like he saw it at all. Sometimes when that ball gets as high up in this night sky, you kind of lose it.
Well, Jake Geloff, now the 12th man to bat in the inning. Still only the 6th inning here. And Virginia has put up 17 runs now. And, you know, in their last series a couple of weeks ago against Virginia Tech, the 18 runs they put up in that game, a season high. It was the most in an ACC game since 2011. I mean, they got a chance to blow past that number here tonight. 8 runs home in this 6th inning. Geloff a cut and a miss at a changeup. Now it goes down as the 3rd triple of the season for Newell. Little roller over to third base for Wilkin. And that will mercifully end the inning. And Virginia with 8 runs across. It is 17-0 UVA as we head to the 7th inning. Well, lest you forget, because of Virginia's 8 runs last half inning, Andrew Abbott is still dealing, and when he recorded the 15th strikeout of this game, he got to in the 6th inning. He did so, and there's still some daylight out there, and now daylight has turned to night sky as Abbott retakes the mound. And his team in total control of this game. 15 strikeouts for Andrew Abbott. First pitch roller out towards Cody A at second. That'll help him get right back into the groove. I mean, after a nearly 30-minute layoff, he gets Wilkin on the first pitch. 4-3, and there's one away.
Yeah, and that was a guy that he hadn't even been able to get out yet in this ball game, and able to get him out on that first pitch swinging and ground ball to second base. And I'm sure Abbott is happy about that.
Here is the ever-dangerous Bobby Seymour. Three infielders to the right of second base. And a line drive towards center field, well tagged, but Newell is able to make a waist-high catch. Those plays can be tough. Sort of knuckling on its way right at him. But 2 up, 2 down to start the 7th inning. And updating from earlier in the game. And that's some talent that he has passed. Can't say I remember Mr. Charles's career all too well.
Yeah,
but obviously striking out 113 guys in a season, he was no slouch on the mound.
Yeah, all those guys on that list is just very, very impressive for a single season.
Little number off the end of the bat. Abbott ahead of Lanzilli, no balls and 2 strikes. Lanzilli went down swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 4th. Abbott now the 0-2. Missed upstairs. Still pumping it in at 92 and locating, I mean, exactly where he wanted it. And, you know, we talked before about what he has demonstrated as a starter this year, and it's a big reason why he's moving up the draft prospect rankings. As he misses just down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some impressive company on that list, and the names, and those are the faces in the seats that are going to be calling back at their organizations after tonight saying, hey, there's something special going on Friday nights at Virginia. Grounder foul.
You know, I think these scouts too have kind of seen it all year from Abbott. I mean, He's had, maybe 1 or 2 starts that you could say weren't up to par, but I think other than that, his resume this season has just been, not quite like what he's doing tonight, but it's been, similar, where he's putting up the strikeout numbers, he's keeping, runs off the scoreboard, and he's just doing a good job going deep into games.
2-2 popped him up on the infield as Kent and Cody A come together, and it's Cody A to make the catch, and Abbott once again is through 7 innings tonight for Virginia. Stretch time at Disharoon Park, all UVA here in Charlottesville. Well, as Virginia looking to potentially move their way up the ACC standings in Wake, trying to fight to claim the last spot in the ACC tournament field, but coming into this weekend, they were on the outside looking in, and obviously the results so far tonight not helping the Deacs' cause, but Virginia making a statement and looking to make a strong run down the stretch to get back to 500, or I guess perhaps even above 500 in the final 6 games of the regular season and of ACC play. And getting towards the point where you can put a check mark by game 1 of those 6 that they have remaining coming out of the exam break.
Yeah,
Safe to say, no rust following the 9 days off.
No, and this is the momentum that they're going to have to carry over into the rest of this series and into next weekend as well.
Bobby Seymour does a good job playing the netting down at first base to make the catch, and Tappan is retired for out number 1 here in the 7th as Crawford Wade remains on.
Third baseman, number 18, Zach Geloff.
It's like the anti-Jacob deGrom, right? Line drive base hit into center field for Zach Geloff. He's on base for the 4th time tonight.
Batting for your Cavaliers, second baseman.
Usually you talk about an ace and a guy with, a really low ERA and dominant outings, and for some reason the run support is lower in those starts. At least the last couple of starts, not the case for that man. He's taking care of business on the mound, but it has been an incredible output at the plate from his position player teammates.
Yeah, and if you remember earlier in the year, Abbott wasn't getting that run support from his teammates there, and he was going out and putting up similar numbers, like he has been all year, but we just wasn't getting that run support in the last 2 games, just having an offensive explosion from his teammates here and giving him quite a few insurance runs.
Fastball way high from Crawford Wade. Cody A, a couple of hits in this game. Walked his last time up. Bounces this one right side for Seymour. Thought about second, but nothing to be had there. And takes it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted. A look around the rest of the ACC tonight. And Virginia obviously keeping a close eye on North Carolina. They have taken care of business, dispatching 15th ranked Louisville Cardinals by a 5-1 score. I thought it was going to be interesting to see how both Louisville and Florida State responded this weekend. Coming off, obviously, disappointment. 2 teams that thought they were deserving of being in the mix of those 20 teams, the 20 possible regional sites, and to not be on that list. It's got to be kind of an odd feeling, right, Steven? I mean, you're pretty sure at this point you're going to be in the tournament field, but you can't host.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, especially when you're in the top 25 and you feel kind of confident with your resume and being in the ACC that you're going to have an opportunity to host, and because you've historically have hosted in postseason baseball for quite some time, consistently. And yeah, I think both of those programs are definitely scratching their heads. But like you said, it was interesting to see kind of how they responded tonight. As you can see, Louisville not responding in the way they wanted to, but they are 2 very good teams in Louisville and Florida State. So whoever has them in their postseason bracket, it's one of those things where it's going to be a tough regional bracket.
One-two pitch to Rivoli, and he lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because then you say, and just going back to that a little bit too, then you say if Florida State or if Louisville wins the ACC tournament, it's almost like a matter of, hey, and they're not a host and they're ranked in the top 25, they win the ACC tournament. It's just a lot of questions to answer there.
Well, I know nothing has been traditional about this season whatsoever, but I really hope this is not something that sticks around in years to come, because I just don't understand the value in announcing it now, rendering 6 games plus essentially meaningless for so many teams. I mean, this is the extreme, but say one of those 20 teams that you would consider the bottom tier in terms of resume to be a host go 0-6 the rest of the way. Florida State goes 6-0 the rest of the way, wins the ACC tournament.
Right.
How are you going to tell me they aren't deserving of being a host?
Oh, you're absolutely right, and it is very odd as to how they did it this year. But it's always, hey, you win the ACC, you go to the ACC tournament. After the tournament's over, you have Selection Sunday. And then you're ready to find out who's the hosts, who's going to be in your regional, all at one time.
And it's about, I understand, they said leading up to it, the idea, obviously, is allowing those areas to prepare their facilities, prepare everything you need to host 3 other schools at your venue and also in your town. Rivoli did offer at the pitch, says third base umpire Randy Watkins, who I think just wants to keep the game moving. Well, we're through 7 complete here in Charlottesville. 17-0, UVA still in complete control in the series opener. Well, tomorrow night we've got the second game of this 3-game weekend series coming up at 6 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. We'll also have the series finale on ACC Network on Sunday, but tomorrow night at 6, you see the probable starters, and Mike Vassell looking to bounce back from a rocky start, a rare rocky start. I mean, as dominant as Andrew Abbott has been, not only tonight, but all season for Virginia, you could easily make an argument that Mike Vassell has been the most consistent starter for Virginia this season in terms of, you roll the ball out there and he's going to give you 6 innings. It's as if you can put it in the bank before he even takes the hill. But last time out, it was not his best outing, so he wants to bounce back from that. The other thing I was going to say is, saw Rhett Lauder, the freshman's ERA at just over 6. I think he's pitched much better than that number, and I think he has gotten better as well as the season goes along, and would expect him to throw well tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a great second game, especially after the way today turned out for Wake Forest. I'm sure they can't wait to get back and shower, get in bed, and wake up and start fresh with a chance to kind of even up the series. And it's just been one of those nights where it's just not your night.
2-1 pitch misses wide. Crowd was not pleased with the 1-1 breaking ball called outside. And a swing and a miss. Elevated heat from Abbott.
Getting back into the count here, getting it to 3-2.
And the payoff to Muntz. Strike 3 called. Bring him up over the inside corner. That's number 16 for Abbott here this evening, as he freezes Muntz on that payoff pitch.
Yeah, it was almost, I think, like a give back call there on that one.
Yeah.
from the previous one.
Oh, this is, I'd say a little bit surprising, might be an understatement. By Andrew Abbott departing here with 1 out in the 8th inning. And he hands the ball off to his teammate and gets quite the ovation, and deservedly so, from the Virginia faithful. What a way to punctuate his time in this ballpark. And what will presumably be the final time he pitches from this mound. I'd say this qualifies as Andrew Abbott leaving it all on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what he did out here tonight is definitely something he's going to remember. And he's so deserving of it, too, for what he's done for the program and everything they've asked him to do and everything he's gone out there and done. To have a performance like he did tonight, I mean, it was, I know for us, Channing, it was something special to watch. And if you're a baseball fan and you were watching tonight and seeing what Abbott was able to do, it was something special.
Sharing an embrace with his classmate Paul Kasanovich a moment ago, and now making his way through the dugout. And man, I mean, that, you know, you said you're expecting to see something special from Abbott tonight. I don't think either of us could have in any way projected this.
No, but you could see he kind of had a different, you know, look in his eye the whole night tonight, and he was going right after these hitters and kind of challenging them with his fastball, which is something that, you know, yeah, he's done most of the year, but today and tonight, yeah, he was really going right at him with his fastball, you know, dumping in that breaking ball every once in a while, but it was predominantly fastball tonight for Andrew Abbott.
Well, as the celebration continues in the Virginia dugout, and Abbott's night is done, I feel like we've praised every nook and cranny of the aspects of what he has done tonight, but why not show you what he did this evening? 16 strikeouts over the course of the game, and he got it going right from the jump, striking out the side in the first inning and kept it rolling. Stephen, the first 8 outs that he recorded in this game were all strikeouts. It wasn't until the final out of the 3rd inning that a Wake player even put the ball in play.
Yeah, I mean, it was just incredible to watch him go out there and just dominate the way he did. And you know, you see, you know, most of the strikeouts that he got were via the fastball.
Well, Jake Berry's first pitch to Michael Ludwig is swung on and missed. So he takes over with 1 out here in the 8th. And for Berry, his 6th appearance of the season. Ground ball right side, and that kicks off of the hip of the first baseman, Jake Geloff. And into right field.
There's something right there. Just kind of took a little tough hop there on Geloff, but probably knows he should have made that play there. Nonetheless, though, we got a base runner for Wake Forest, and see if we can get a double play ground ball here.
Well, for Berry, he did work a couple of scoreless innings after Andrew Abbott in the Friday game at Virginia Tech, as Abbott took care of the front 7. And he worked the 8th and 9th on the road in Blacksburg in that 18-1 win. And now takes over in the 17-0 ball game a couple of weeks later. It's McNamee way out in front of that one. Did go down as an E3, by the way. Oh, and again for Abbott, by the way, I already have mentioned many times at career high for strikeouts and the most strikeouts by any ACC pitcher in a game this season. Abbott 7 1/3 innings, the 4th time this season he has thrown 7 or more innings, and the 3rd straight start in which he has gone at least 7 innings. So again, he's somehow getting better start by start, because he was even better tonight than he was a couple of weeks ago. That one skips in, and Teal all over it to hold Ludwig at first base.
You know, talking about Andrew Abbott getting better as the season's going on, and getting better for his team at the right time too, with postseason, hopes right around the corner, and trying to make that push. And Abbott doing his part here tonight, but also this offense coming alive as well for UVA.
Popped up foul by McNamee. Now the 3rd most strikeouts in a single game in UVA history for Abbott tonight. Fastball fouled straight back. 19 is the all-time record. Got to go back all the way to 1974 when Harry Thomas did that against Clemson. Folks will obviously remember April 4th of 2014 when Nathan Kirby struck out 18 at Pitt. And Abbott 16 tonight.
I think that was too more of an opportunity to get Abbott out of the game, and for him to get that round of applause that he so well deserves from his fans here at Davenport, and really just showing his appreciation, whereas as opposed to him finishing the game and not really getting that standing ovation.
Or even the inning, if it were going to be that route.
Right.
Same difference. Tapping in to make the catch. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Well, you can get the latest news and information from the ACC each morning with special guests from the world of sports. Packer and Durham, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
You see Barry asking again for the signs, and sometimes when it's late at night like this, really tough to see the catcher and what he's putting down.
Teal working behind the plate with Logan Michaels sideline. Suffered that hand injury during the Virginia Tech series, but they're hoping to have him back sooner rather than later. Nevertheless, I think, Stephen, we've been impressed by Teal's job behind the plate. First-year player, and obviously he's not as experienced defensively as Michaels is in terms of, handling all the workload behind just the physical job of catching, but all of the work that goes into it and working with pitchers and the pitching coach. The preparation that you have to do is just a different animal at the collegiate game than it is in high school. But tools-wise, they think he is fully ready for the college game in terms of what he brings defensively and is presumably the catcher of the future.
Yeah, I definitely think he's the catcher of the future. And, these reps that he's getting right now because of the absence of Logan Michaels, you can't beat those. You can't get anything better than that. You know, an opportunity to play, you know, pretty much every day, you know, behind the plate, and to get that experience is definitely going to help him in the long run, you know, as he furthers his career here at UVA.
Well, an error and a walk in the inning here have put runners at first and second for Wake. Back at the top of the order in Lucas Costello. Barry's fastball fouled straight back. Barry, very highly touted recruit out of Bishop O'Connell High School in Northern Virginia. And with that 6'10" frame, probably doesn't surprise you, he was also a pretty good basketball player in high school.
Good pitch there by Barry, and painting the knees there, and he's doing a good job at working his pitches in and out, up and down. And, you know, he's fell behind a couple of these hitters, but he's able to battle back into them, and now getting ahead here, trying to put him away and get the final out of this inning.
Bounced it in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, underneath the spotlight out there in the Virginia bullpen, there has been some activity. Pitch fouled away. Do it again, 2-2. Griff McGarry is the player throwing beyond that right field wall. Again, the 2-2 from Barry. Swinging a foul tip caught by Teal. That'll do it for Wake here in the 8th. So Abbott starts the inning with his 16th strikeout, and Jake Barry punctuates the inning with a strikeout of his own. Bottom of the 8th, straight ahead. Back here in Charlottesville, Virginia, and a look at some of the guys that have gone from Charlottesville to the big leagues, and 6 of them on the active rosters of MLB squads. How about Ryan Zimmerman still getting it done, and getting it done at a pretty solid clip. Of course, reigning World Series champion Chris Taylor, and Pavin Smith has become an everyday contributor for the D-backs.
All those guys, and you know, Zimmerman's been consistent his whole career at the professional level, and Taylor and Smith, like you said, just all those guys doing great things.
Of course, Phil Gosselin, a teammate of yours, has bounced around from a few organizations, but he just seems to stick wherever he goes. And I mean, his versatility has made him a very valuable player for a number of organizations.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that can play multiple positions. He's got a great bat, great mind of the game, and you know, he knows he's a pro player. You know, he goes about his business the right way, and he's one of those guys that teams love to have because of his versatility, and you know, he gets it. He understands, you know, how to be a big leaguer.
The other thing is, from every team he's played for, you hear it from every organization. He is beloved by his teammates. And I mean, obviously you would be able to speak to that from having played with him here, but it's another thing at the major league level for these guys that sort of turn into journeyman utility players to be so beloved by teammates when you're meeting a new group of guys season to season.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys you meet too in the minor leagues that are now up in the big leagues. So, you know, it's definitely one of those things where you build relationships with those people.
Now the new pitcher, Reese Robinson, gets the pinch hitter, Addy Burrow, to pop out. One away here in the 8th inning. As Robinson is on for his 4th appearance of the season. Now Kyle Teal. And that one skips in. 1 ball, no strikes. Robinson, a transfer from the University of Cincinnati, where he spent his first couple of seasons. Now a redshirt senior at Wake. 2 balls, no strikes. Has had an injury-plagued collegiate career. This one sharply hit and back through the box for a base hit. And Kyle Teal has extended his hitting streak, now riding a 7-game streak with that base hit.
The shortstop, number 4, Nick Kent.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy to get that hit out of the way, as it took all the way to the bottom of the 8th inning to get it. But he's been having good at-bats throughout his whole career so far at UVA. Being he's a young freshman, though, just what he's been able to do so young in his career, I think is, this coaching staff is definitely very excited for what he's going to be bringing to the table.
Once he got healthy and was inserted into the lineup, he has done nothing but produce for this team. Kent today's been on base 3 times. He's got a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. He's also scored 3 times. To state the obvious, a lot of guys with a lot of runs scored throughout the Virginia box score. And a balk called here on Robinson, who seems to know he was guilty of it.
Yeah, it's almost like he just stepped off. Almost like he just wanted to throw over to the first base there, but no one was over there, and they weren't even holding him on. And that's a situation where the first baseman, you got to tell your pitcher, "Hey, I'm not holding the guy on."
I did appreciate the effort to very quickly get back to the mound and look in again and see if he could keep it moving at such a rate that no one was going to notice. And there was actually kind of a delayed reaction.
Yeah, there was. Everyone was a little shocked by it, that's why. In this types of situations, when you're at this point in the game, when you have a lead like this, and even in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th innings, like when you have leads like this in the game of baseball, you go base to base, you don't really extend too much. Any kind of extra base hits, you take what it is. You don't try to force the issue, and you kind of just go, base to base until, someone drives you in. So in that situation, you're typically not holding the guy on because he's not going to steal.
Virginia's big 8-run 6th inning looms large in this game, in which Virginia sent 12 men to the plate. Kent works the free pass here. On Monday night at 8 Eastern, the 52 postgraduate scholarship winners will be featured in our 1-hour special, No Limit. The ACC salutes scholar athletes. Katie George and EJ Manuel host the show, bringing together the best and brightest student athletes from all 15 conference schools. That includes interviews about their passion for athletics, academics, and current issues. Chris Newell watches a breaking ball for a strike. As the Dayton, Ohio native works ahead. Robinson's a big kid, 6'8", 250.
both him and Barry would have made a great basketball team.
Yeah. Lined sharply but foul. And while he was sidelined last year, this is actually, I thought, pretty cool. Missing all of last season with an arm injury. They knew he was going to be out the entire year. He spent the entire year working in video analytics for the team, learning a new skill, and that's the wave of the future. I mean, a lot of former collegiate baseball players are finding a way to stay in the game by working in that realm. So he drops in a breaking ball for strike 3 called, and Newell is out number 2.
Batting for your Cavaliers, first baseman number 22.
Yeah, video analytics is, like you said, is where the game is kind of going towards. And with all of the technology coming out now and the cameras and things like that, I mean, you can really analyze everything down to, you know, a specific pitch or specific anything, and you can highlight any part of a game or any part of an at bat or any part of a pitch sequence, and really analyze, you know, a lot of different things. It's actually pretty incredible.
Geloff could not hold off the breaking ball there, and it's 0-1. Fastball missed away, 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know if you necessarily would call it analytics, but our video production crew worthy of the strongest of shout outs. Excellent work as always this evening. Perhaps most impressively, their patience with us. Yeah, that's the advanced metric. At what pitch of each game do we drive them crazy?
We should take a poll.
I don't know if we want to hear the results of that. I don't, that's for sure. 1-2. Geloff's been on base 3 times tonight. Including that triple off the wall, narrowly missing his first home run of the season. 1-2 pitch, and watches it down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pretty fun to see a guy learn a new position on the fly, and that's what Virginia's done with Jake Geloff to turn him into the everyday first baseman after the injury to Ortiz. Fastball high, and it's full at 3-2.
And it goes back to being, you know, that conversation we were just talking about those big league, you know, those guys in the big leagues, who's in the big leagues, about them being versatile. You know, having a player that you can play in multiple positions is so huge, because when situations happen where some guys go down or get injured, you know, you can plug and play someone else.
That pitch misses outside for ball 4. And now
For your Cavaliers,
Tate
number
Ballestero will
7,
bat for
Ballestero.
Alex Tappan here. Yeah, I mean, we used Phil Gosselin as the example, but we could also use Chris Taylor in the same light.
Yeah.
Playing both the infield and the outfield for the Dodgers. But
I mean,
he is an everyday player in the lineup no matter where he is playing defensively.
Exactly. And even Pavin Smith, you know, first baseman for a majority of his career here, played a little bit of outfield, but now playing majority outfield with the Diamondbacks. I mean, you just bring so much more value to a organization the more positions you can play. Because if you can hit, they're going to put you in that lineup, and they could play you anywhere they want because you can play there. You know, so you know, having that versatility is so important now. You know, stress to all the younger kids coming up to play as many positions as you can. Learn as many positions as you can. You may not have to play them, but at least learn them.
Swing and a miss from Ballestero. Switch hitter batting left here. And why not also spend a little time in the video analytics department?
Yeah.
From a career prospect standpoint.
Why not?
One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. And that will leave the bases loaded. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Reese Robinson. And we will go to the ninth. 17-0 Virginia. Looking to lock it down when we come back. Well, coming into this game following the 9-day layoff from final exams, we were wondering, hey, maybe Virginia, was there going to be any rust coming out of the final exam layoff? Not the case, as you see what they have done on both sides of the diamond today. Utter dominance in this series opener, and now 3 outs away from finishing the job.
Yeah, it's just been just an all-around great performance from UVA today. As now they turn the ball to Griff McGarry to try to close this thing out. And Griff, a guy who started off the season as a starter, a weekend starter for this team, and had some control issues throughout the year, but this is an opportunity for him to come in and kind of get some confidence back and attack these Wake Forest hitters and try to close this thing out.
So McGarry is on for just his second relief appearance of the year, but his 10th appearance overall. And a fastball at 98, swung on and missed by Turconi, 0-1. Abbott for 7 1/3, a career day, 16 strikeouts. Jake Berry for the final 2 outs of the 8th inning, and now Griff McGarry for the 9th.
There's 99 there from Griff McGarry.
And a swing and a miss. 99 again, and making quick work of Michael Turconi.
And this is a little bit different, role here for McGarry coming in as a reliever here, where typically as a starter he would sit somewhere between 93 and 95, consistently, I would say. And now coming out of the bullpen here, knowing he can really let it rip and running it all the way up to 98, 99 miles an hour.
Flashing another 99. And missing upstairs to Brock Wilkin. Shooting for that outside edge, but missed wide, 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. See if he can climb back into this count. And ball 4. I mean, these 2 at-bats, Stephen, this is an illustration of what his season has been. I mean, coming into the game, 23 1/3 innings, 39 strikeouts, but also 31 walks. And from one batter to the next, I mean, completely overpowering Turconi. But then to Wilkin, none of those 4 pitches really all that close to the strike zone.
No, they weren't, and that's, like you said, just something, the control issues that I was mentioning. He just, he looks so good in one hitter, and then the next hitter just kind of lose it a little bit and having to get back on track. So, we'll see how he bounces back.
Well, Virginia in that shift now essentially have the third baseman Geloff playing the shortstop position. miss. Took something off that time and had Seymour out in front. How about an 86-mile-an-hour changeup?
Yeah. Definitely a great pitch there from McGarry. Something other than that fastball, which he was having trouble locating there, which, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes that's what a pitcher will do, is just throw a different pitch or throw it in a different part of the zone.
Missing down at 98. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a fastball. And see how tardy Seymour is. I mean, if he can corral it, he is overpowering. There's no 2 ways about it.
I mean, it's already multiple pitches we've seen coming in at 99 miles an hour from Griff McGarry. It just shows you the arm that this kid has. It's just a matter of being consistent in the strike zone.
And a swing and a miss. Seymour down swinging. And Virginia on the verge of history now with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Chris Lanzilli will be the batter for Wake Forest. Fastball from McGarry misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, safe to say the offense has done their part tonight. Same story for the pitching staff, but trying to finish the job here. Wave and a miss. And a slider from McGarry, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good tight slider there from McGarry, and something when you're throwing 99 miles an hour, then you throw that slider in at 87. That's pretty tough as a hitter.
Next one skips in. I think he tried to double up with it, but missed low. The 2-1. Strike 2 called. Fastball at the knees, and now Virginia is 1 strike away.
1 strike away, 1 out away from completing what has been an outstanding performance from this UVA team altogether.
One 4th year started it and took it the bulk of the way, and another 4th year is trying to finish it right here. McGarry's 2-2 pitch to Lanzilli. Strike 3 called, and Virginia has completed a no-hitter tonight. Andrew Abbott is the man of the hour, working the first 7 1/3 innings and striking out 16 batters, a career high tonight. And Virginia celebrates its 7th no-hitter in program history and its first no-hitter since February 28th of 2018. That, much like tonight, a combined no-hitter as Andrew Abbott mobbed in the center of that group. Jake Berry for 2/3 of an inning, and Griff McGarry finishes off the night as the Who's no-hit the Deeks and celebrate this series opening victory. Rust from the exam break. What rust? Complete dominance tonight from UVA.
That was just so outstanding. What a great team effort there, and Abbott taking him most of the way there, and just an outstanding performance for him on his last start as a starter here at UVA. Just something really special for him, and he went out there and absolutely dominated. And then the offense doing their part and scoring 17 runs, and then just a great job all around from UVA tonight, and a great series, a great start to the series if you're a Cavalier fan.
A combined 5 total base runners for Wake Forest tonight. 4 walks and One runner reaching on an error. And that is all that Virginia allows this evening. Well, for tonight, that'll do it for us. For Stephen Proscia and our entire crew, I'm Channing Poole saying so long from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park, where Virginia posts a combined no-hitter to defeat Wake Forest 17-0 tonight. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on ACC Network, download the ESPN app. Until next time, thanks for watching and good night from Charlottesville.